What's up everybody, Badass Games. Welcome to my new walkthrough for a Trle called Dracula's Return. A very cool Trle. I live streamed this a while back. Unfortunately I didn't save the footage, but I'm going to be doing a walkthrough for this, so that should make up for it a little bit, I suppose. Yeah? Okay. Alright, so let's watch this little intro that they got here. Alright, after you get done driving like Lara Croft, get out and, well, she's already out facing the Jeep. You reach your hand into the Jeep, you'll claim the pistols already. We got the pistols, yay! So yeah, don't forget those, you might need them. And also, one thing that we're going to need to do is come over here. You may notice on by my left hand, there's a bar just kind of chilling there. And, yeah, that means you can actually interact with this thing. It ends up being the crowbar, well, the equivalent of the crowbar. It's actually called the metal bar in this. So, yeah, a bunch of stuff. Let's check the menu out. We got our metal bar, we got our car key. We're never going to use that, I don't think. Van Helsing's diary is actually completely empty, and for now you can use it to save and load your game. You got your pistols, binoculars, and that's about it. Alright, so now that we have the metal bar, what we can do with it is we can crack open this door and then enter into the graveyard. As you can see, you still have the metal bar, so you can use that for other things later, I suppose. If you hop over into this grave, you reach down, you'll find a part of Van Helsing's diary, and we will read that here in a second. But let's go grab these flares over here, and then, yeah, we hop up here, and we'll take a look at that diary right now. I just wanted to grab those flares. I think they provide it to you also in German, so there you go, if you guys want to read it in German as well.
No.
I think that's German at least. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, please. Thank you. Okay, so let's go over and into this side of this little building we got right here. It's actually a cathedral. There is a trap door that we can open, and then we can fall down into this little area. Let me go ahead and light a flare because it's kind of dark. I am going to have to fight some bats though, so we'll just fight it around the flare so you guys can see what's going on. I think she forgot how to aim at bats, but oh, there's 3 of them, by the way. A total of 3 bats down in there. Let's go ahead and grab another flare. I'm pretty sure I'll have plenty of flares to show you guys what's going on. Okay, when you come down into this room, I actually got lucky and I already shot this thing out. But there's usually a gate around there, just like this one right here. You can shoot it out if you line her up properly. And so if you have a hard time getting in there, make sure you do that, because you need the key that this skeleton has. He left behind here. Thanks a lot, guy. You can rest in peace. From now on, I'm not sure if Dracula was sucking the blood out of him, but yeah. Did I see something over here? I know for a fact there's nothing down here, but I thought I saw like a med pack or something. But yeah, there's nothing else down here. And so once you have that key, just leave, and then we're going to use the key on the back end of this little building. I don't know. Oh, I just fell down into the hole again. Make sure you don't do that, okay? Especially when you're trying to record yourself playing, because you'll look like an idiot in front of all kinds of different people. Alright, so now that we have the key, let's go back behind this house and throw the key into the hole, chapel key, so you can clearly see that this is a chapel. A very small one. But for some reason the lock is on the back end. I'm not sure of any other chapel that I know of where you gotta go around back to unlock the front door. But the door's open, and you got a couple items in here you can grab. You need to open this little chest and claim this pacemaker.
No idea how I should make use of that.
Well, we're gonna make use of it. You'll see how that's gonna work here in a little bit. And grab the large med pack as well. That's all the items that are in this area. And let's go ahead and leave and get a cool little cutscene of Dracula. Man, and that's how he gets home, huh? That's badass. Yeah, Dracula's a pimp. Look at that pimp cane. So, unfortunately, we don't have that luxury. We gotta do a bunch of stuff before we're able to get into his castle. Now that we have this gate open, okay, this entire area opens up, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. One thing you're gonna want to do, well, I actually went on the wrong side of this carriage. One thing that you're gonna want to do is you want to find this archway, and when you approach this thing, you should get a diary entry that tells you a little bit about how the bridge is made, or basically how you're going to get across. Interesting information in there. Some important information include the fact that you need a still beating heart and some blood in order to create the bridge. So that's what we're going to go do. Alright, let's jump over here. Be careful of the boulder, because there's a boulder trap. There's also some wolves. I'm going to go ahead and activate the boulder by standing in front of that tree. Take a hop back and you'll avoid it. And then you can shoot these wolves from here. They're not going to jump up here and attack you, fortunately. And they're dead. Let's go ahead and light a flare. Let's go in here real quick. There's no other enemies, okay? And you'll see, if you look back here, you got this skeleton guy. Ooh, it looks like he was stabbed through the chest. That's something we need, but if you look back toward where he's facing, there's a closed gate. Yes, a closed gate. Well, to open that gate, the switch is here, and that's sort of why this whole area is right here. So let's pull this switch. You'll see that gate open. Okay, I'm there on the other side. You can kind of see me moving around right now. And then let's leave this cave. Now, the best way that I found is to stand right here at the mouth of the cave and then jump and grab this ledge. You can pull yourself up and up into this area. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go get that dagger. Okay, there's another lever right here. They hid their levers really well. So this is the second archway on this back passageway back here, and that is where the lever's at on the right side. By the way, there's also a wolf that I forgot about, so make sure you take him out. I think you only have pistols, so I'm pretty sure I don't have any other weapons. Alright, so let's go back here. We're gonna find that entrance. Basically what that lever did is it opened up a trap door. It's gonna let us get down into here further. Alright, so let's break that away. Let's go down in here. It's kind of dark, so I'll light a flare. And we have some spiders we need to take care of bouncing around. Tomb Raider 2 style spiders, you know what I'm saying? That's basically what they're for. Alright, so yeah. There's nothing else in here. The only thing that's here is this sword. You gotta kind of be in the proper position to grab it too. So if you're having a hard time, just back off the guy a little bit. As soon as you grab that though, he wakes up and he starts chasing you, so turn around and get out of there. Turn around and get out. Okay, let's climb to the top. Go, 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 Lara. Okay, now there's one item that I want to claim before I continue on into anywhere further. Because the reason why is I have to kind of go back around and redo some of this stuff. The reason you'll see, there's a large med pack right down in this little crevice, okay, and you can grab this thing. However, I don't think there's a way to get back up there, so you're pretty much forced to go down and into this water. And this is part of the whole open area, and I might as well go down in here now anyway to show you how to get out of the water if you come into it. Alright, so if you come into the water at any point, you can always swim toward the direction of where the level started, and you'll eventually find this stuff growing on the side, and you can find this little opening in between them, and that'll take you all the way back up to the area where Dracula had his little cutscene. Right here, this carriage is right straight ahead of me, and yeah. Cool, so let's go back, and we got some more stuff we need to do. Be very careful when you're trying to walk that path, by the way, because, yeah, it's very slippery. Alright, instead of going into the mouth of the cave, you can follow the trail right here. Alright. And we're going to follow this. We're basically continue to follow this all the way back around. There's a couple of areas where you can go off. They all pretty much lead to the same place, though. This leads to the large med pack that I got. This is where I slid down and got it. And if we take a left here... Oh, I overshot it. We want to be on this path right here. This is going to take us over to Chigal's house. And here we are in Trle House. I like how this entire level, like, you didn't even know you were coming onto a house until you went over the hill. Very well played by the developers here. I feel like I've traveled a long way to get here. So, right here is a box we can shoot. And inside there's some arrows, so that's hinting toward a new type of weapon we're gonna get soon. Hope you can guess what it is. Alright, let's hop over this fence. There's a key here, and if you want a good eye, you want to see it, you can hit this button, it'll turn on a light so you can get a better look at it. It's right there above Lara's head. You don't need the light on to get it, but the light makes it easier to see, and you can grab the key, and this is going to take us into this guy's house. So let's plop the key into the hole, Trle's house key. I don't know why the keyhole's so far from the door, but no, I guess I couldn't. That decoration was in the way. Okay, you enter and the wind blows the door shut behind you. There's 4 pickups in here, so make sure you grab them all. There's a large med pack there on the windowsill. There's some flares here on this windowsill. There's 2 other very important items that we need to grab while we're here. Over here further on the same side, there's a key. This is the Trle Inn key. Okay, we need to get into his inn, which is further down the road, and we'll be going there soon. Over here on this table, we'll find a number and a name and stuff, so, you know, clues for a puzzle later on, I suppose, right? Now, the question is, okay, the door shut behind me, how the heck do I get out of this house? And, you know, you run around. I actually spent a long time, my first time playing through here, trying to figure out how to get out of this small little room. Well, the reason why I had such a hard time is because this rug right here is somewhat bugged out, and it's really hard to actually get your Lara to do her action on it. You want to try to position her directly in front of the center of the rug, facing the door, with her back to the door, and she'll eventually pull it off to reveal the trapdoor that's underneath it. Okay. So this is what Trle had to do every single time this guy needed to go use the restroom, because down here is his toilet and his shower, I think. I don't know, but okay, so we got some cryptic message. Help me. We picked up the Art of Archery. I used the action button, by the way, near the mirror to pick it up because it was sitting next to those candles. And in here we find a secret. You can climb through that thing. I can't light a flare right now. I just tried. Lara says no, so I'm sorry if you can't see, but these are the secrets, these little bags, okay? And this is the first one that we'll encounter in this video, one out of a total of 3 that we'll get by the end. Alright, now let's leave Trle's house. By picking up the Art of Archery book, the door opens after that lady shows you her message. She wants you to help her, and I guess she opens the door for you, so thanks a lot, lady. I hope you get better soon, if that means anything. Okay, so here's Trle Inn. Alright. We have the key now. Of course, we didn't come here before, but we have the key to get inside of his inn and do some stuff that we need to do. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to use in our inventory already. Let's light a flare, might as well. Over here on this cabinet, there's some garlic. We need this garlic. Okay, it's important that we have the garlic. Over here, there's a chicken just kind of dangling. We need to keep note of that, I guess. It's really not that obvious, I know, but just make sure that you know about that, because we're going to go in here and grab a bowl. There's a couple of jars and stuff that I wanted to destroy, and some of them spawn some spiders, so be mindful of that. Over here on the counter, there's a bowl. This is what we need in order to get the blood we need, okay? We need to be able to collect it in something, and that's what the bowl's for. Alright, if we stand in front of this chicken, alright, or a rooster, or turkey, some kind of foul bird, we want to use the bowl, and then we want to use the dagger to drain the blood into the bowl. And now we no longer need the dagger, but there it is, straight through the chicken. Good job, Lara. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's head over here now. And we are going to find a back door key here in this dresser. So make sure you search the dresser. You get a little cutscene of some boars charging somewhere. I don't know what that's all about, but we have a key now. And also in this bathroom, we have a small med pack. There's also a switch in this bathroom, but I'm going to refrain from pulling that for now because I want a secret. You know what I'm saying? Secrets are good. Okay, so we're going to take that key. We're going to go over here and use it on the back door. By the way, the door to the bathroom is shut until you pick up the garlic. So basically, you're forced to pick up the garlic before you can go into the bathroom. Okay, so we use the back door key. Now we're in the backyard, I suppose. The trail continues off that direction, but we don't want to go that direction. We want to come this direction, as you can see some stuff going on over there. All right, we can run and jump to this platform carefully. And oh, I fell off. All I gotta do is go all the way around. So if anytime you guys fall into the water, you just do the same thing that I was trying to show you before, and you'll get back. And I'll see you guys back at the spot. Alright guys, I'm finally in the backyard of this place, and I'm going to go ahead and save my game. The nice thing about this game, about saving here, is that you don't have to go all the way back around. That is actually quite a long trek to get back here. So I'll save my game here, and then I'll run and jump back over here and show you that you can grab, which doesn't make much sense, that you can grab and climb this. I'm not sure how they wanted you to figure that one out. I kind of figured out by trial and error. Once I was over there, you can see the light shining. Once I was over there, I noticed that there was a treasure thing here, and I had missed it. I wanted to get it, so I just trial and errored my way up here. Make sure you grab this secret, and we will head back. Okay, basically what we want to do now is lower this thing that I'm standing on right now, this thing that I can climb. We want to lower it because if you look inside of there, there's a lever right next to it. So that's the goal now, is to lower this thing. Oops, man, better be careful. I don't want to fall in the water, right? Let's do a one tile. Let me get lined up again here because I want to do a half tile run and jump over to here so that we can get back to the house. Now, if you're not sure how to do a half tile run and jump, what you do is you hold the walk button and then you press forward, let go of the walk button, and hold the jump button, and then she'll do a half tile jump. So it's kind of a weird combination, but there you go. Okay, so this was the lever that I told you I was going to refrain from pulling, so that way I can climb up and get the secret. Now we pull it to lower the platform, and we're able to pull the switch. So let's go do that. That switch is going to allow us to get access back to another area, alright? So if we check our inventory, let's take a look at our inventory right now. We got garlic, we got a pacemaker, we got a bowl with blood. So we have one of the tools. We have the bowl of blood, and we still need a beating heart, right? Well, that kind of answers the pacemaker question, right? Okay, so let's run and jump back over here. The jump back to this side is actually a lot more trickier than the jump over to this side. I'll try to show you how I line myself up here after I pull this lever. That's going to give us some bars that kind of came out from the side of the mountain somehow. We're going to use those to get over to what we need. Alright, so basically what I'm doing is I'm not all the way to the right, but I'm also not in the center of this tile. Take a step back. The reason why I want to be in that position is so that when I step back, this slope doesn't turn Laura that direction. And then I do my half tile run and jump and back over to this section. Okay, now you might want to consider saving your game, which I just did, because these jumps are tricky. You want to run, jump, and grab as high as you can, holding the action button, and Laura will twirl. And if you let go of the action button at any point, it's okay, because she only jumps off of the bar at a certain point in her animation. So you're perfectly safe. You just let go whenever you feel like you want to jump, and then when she flies, you hold the action button again to grab the pole. Now this one's a lot more trickier because sometimes she doesn't grab the edge, and it's kind of a buggy thing. So fortunately I saved my game really close, and I'll just reload and try this one more time. So here we go, let's try this again. We're trying to grab high, basically. Okay, basically what I did there, it seemed like what I worked is I didn't grab the ledge, I missed it, but I was holding forward in action, and when she landed on the ledge, she went straight into the animation to jump and grab the ledge. So that might work for you too. It's kind of a weird thing, but hey, whatever gets you there. One last jump and over into this cave back here. This is what we want. There's a wolf back here, hence the guns drawn. Hard to see. He's hidden behind a bush, but you can lay waste to him. And go back here. We want to find this boar right here. This is what we want. We want the boar heart. Okay, this is its heart. So what do you think we do now? We combine the pacemaker with the wild boar's heart, and we get the reanimated heart. So now we have our toll. We can pay for our entrance into Dracula'S, at least his area. So we're going to jump in the water, and we're basically going to swim in this direction. I haven't been in this direction yet. I didn't come up along any of these islands, okay? I've came actually from the other direction that way. The reason why I went this way is because there's another secret that I haven't gotten yet. Remember I told you I gotta collect 3 secrets. Well, the 3rd secret is up in this direction. If you notice, there's a rope hanging from the ceiling up there. That is what's going to give us access to that secret. So let's go ahead and pull ourselves out here. You can find this slope, or this ledge you can stand on, and then directly across from it, you will find a ledge you can run and jump and stand on as well. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save the game because, you know, rope swinging. That has not been improved in Tomb Raider Level Editor, unfortunately, and I hope they one day get around to that. Alright, so you want to run and jump and grab this, and then you kind of want to veer Lara to the right or to the left. I'm not sure because she kind of swings to the left whenever she gets going. Then at the peak of her swing, jump, and oh, yeah, there we go. This is the ledge we're trying to get to. I kind of overshot and hit the slope, but that's fine. I was able to recover. Jump up here and claim the 3rd secret. And then continue on to pay our toll into the Dracula's castle. Okay, so now to get back, same thing that we've been doing when we fall in the water. We always want to come over to this shrubbery and then go into the opening to take us out of here. And then let's pull ourselves out over here. And we'll find this archway. We've continued to go to the left every single time we go to this archway, but this time we want to go to the right because we have our bridge toll. Slide down here. Be careful. You don't want to slide any further than this point right here where you see these bars sticking up. These pedestals. These are going to be a receptacle for our blood and our heart. And there we go. The toll paid. We are now going to get our access. That's it. That's all we get. We don't get a bridge. We get some ice in the water so we can make our jumps that we need to get up in there. Yeah, we're not as awesome as Dracula, unfortunately. Lara needing to grow some wings so you can just fly on over there. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the video here, and I will see you guys in part 2 of Dracula's Return. I am Badass Games. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy. We want to use the bowl, and then we want to use the dagger to drain the blood into the bowl. And now we no longer need the dagger, but there it is, straight through the chicken. Good job, Lara. What's up, everybody? Badass Games, welcome back to Tomb Raider Dracula's Return, and we have to do a series of jumps that is very, very difficult and annoying if you don't save your game. So I decided to save this for sort of an exclusive video for this purpose, and yeah, it's going to be kind of short, so yeah, but we're going to get through this. Alright, so as you can see, I'm making these jumps that over to these light, okay? The light's going to pretty much tell you which way you need to go. Some of these jumps are kind of annoying, like this one right here. They give you a camera angle. It's like, I need to line myself up. I can't see where I'm lined up. If that's the case, you can always hop back to revert the camera back and then come back and do the jump again. So that's good. Or you could save your game and reload it. That will get rid of the camera angle as well. There's a couple of other spots where you need to do that. I'll go ahead and try to keep some flares lit because it is kind of dark. Now this jump, there's a lot of tricky jumps, so just try to follow where I'm headed, okay? We're going to jump up here to this corner now. There's a lot of corner jumping. Like, you have to aim for the corners. Like this one right here, aim for the corner of this one up here and you'll land it. Now, here's a sort of a difficult jump because it not too clear as to where you need to jump to. You got to find this little triangle. There's like barely any spots you can stand, but all the spots that you need to stand are like one hop away. If we climb up here real quick, we'll get some flares, which is good because we're going to need them, right? And also, as we approach this gate, this is where Dracula came in at during the cutscene. If Lara would stop bugging out, I'd be able to hop up here and get a diary entry, okay? Now, this diary entry is kind of important because it tells you a little bit about how to get in here. Nothing too, that isn't too obvious, but I never managed to open this gate. The illuminated path leads to a secret entrance to the castle. So, let's do that. You can also read it in German or Dutch or whatever that happens to be. Sorry, I still haven't figured out what that is. I'm actually recording this before I posted the first video, so... Here we go, slide down. I'm actually going to go in this direction. The proper direction to go is not this direction. This is just to get some items. Actually, an item, a large med pack. Okay, find these little spots to hop to. Okay, avoid the slopes if you can. A lot of them look like slopes, but they're not a slope. It's just very, very intricate jumping. Whoever came up with this deserves an award and a slap in the face. Because not only is it good, it's also extremely tedious and terrible, so... Alright, now we gotta make our way back. I'm just gonna hop some stuff. Try to accomplish this. Oops. Oh no. Fortunately, there are a lot of flat spots around here so that way if you do slide off, you don't have to start all over again. So yeah, that's the thing, is that when you slide off, you basically slide all the way back to the water, and you gotta go all the way back around and do all these jumps over again. So make sure you don't mess up. Or save very often, one of the two. I'm gonna try to do this without saving. Why? Because I'm crazy, and yeah, just live with it, alright? So here is a very interesting and difficult jump to do. Not really difficult, but it's sort of hard to see where you need to go. There's a slope right in front of me that's sort of like a part of a triangle of a full tile you can stand on right here. And then you have to do a standing jump over to this bush. Now over there you see the curled up bridge. Well, if you turn to the right, you'll find a lever that's going to uncurl that bridge for you. Let me go ahead and light a flare as well. Might as well. And slide down to... Oh, don't go too far. See, this is what I'm talking about. Every single time you make a mistake, you start all over and have to go all the way back to the beginning. Let me go ahead and show you where you need to go if you do fall in the water. You don't have to go through that opening, through that weedy opening. You actually just need to find this platform. This is the beginning of everything. So, yeah. Alright guys, I'll see you back up there. Alright guys, I finally made it back up here. There's a switch. It's still pulled. It's not timed. So just remember that you should be doing standing jumps toward the lights. The lights are pretty much always in a good spot for you to land. So just follow the illuminated path is essentially the goal here. But it's also very, very hard to do because some of them are in very bad spots. I.e. this one right here is in a very, very difficult spot. So what you want to do is you actually want to run and jump toward it. And veer, make sure you land near it, otherwise you will most likely hit a slope and fall off and down to the water. Not to your death, because yeah, they're like, yeah, you can survive, we don't mind. Alright, this is sort of a tricky jump. Run and jump, and then yeah, hopefully you grab it high, but you want to make sure you veer to the right as soon as you let go, and then land on that ledge. Hopefully you can make that jump. It's actually kind of difficult. Now here is an extremely, extremely difficult jump, and if you guys are having a hard time with this one, then I don't blame you for just passing it up. It's only for a secret. You don't have to do this. But I'm going to show you how you can line yourself up and do this jump perfectly, okay? So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to turn the corner, and then I'm going to make 2 full animations of going to the left. Pull myself up, and then jump, and turn around. Okay, this is not the hard part. This is not the hard jump yet. I'm taking 1 step forward now, okay? I haven't turned to left or right at all. All I did was jump off the thing. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to jump and hold, forward and jump. And then as soon as my feet hit the slope, I'm going to tap right to veer to the right to claim the secret. Oh, maybe not. All right, well, I actually veered too soon. So, I mean, it's sort of one of those things that you need to do quickly. All right, guys, I will see you back at this spot. Alright guys, I'm sort of back at this spot. I want to take a little bit of time to say that I actually did save just below here, just that way, in case I mess this up, I really don't. Yeah, it's a really difficult jump, but I kind of want to show that there is a method to the madness, and oh, well, let me just try this again. I'm doing a horrible job here. I'm trying to show that there is a method to this jump and that there is a formula that you can follow in order to make this extremely difficult jump. Okay. There's a couple of ways you can line yourself up. I'm showing you one of the several ways that I've found to do it. So then this one seems to be the simplest. Alright, so 2 over from after I turn the corner, pull myself up, jump and turn in the air. Okay, you can see the secret right there. You see the cross. Take 1 step forward, and then I'm going to jump, and just right when I hit the ledge there, I'm veering to the right, okay, to pick up this thing. I'm veering to the right as soon as my feet hit the slope, and you should be able to make that jump. If you can't make that jump and you decide, you know what, whatever, I don't want to do this, you can always go to this light beam down here, and that will take you over to the next spot. So you don't have to make this jump. You can just jump over to this thing down here and then continue on from there. Alright, so if you decided not to do that and you just decided to come down here, then you want to make your way over to this lamp over here. Same thing if you're up there. You definitely want to come over to this lamp as well. Actually, there's a couple of ledges up over along that wall you can use to get a little bit further than this. So that's what I would do. Alright, let me line myself up for this run and jump so that I don't fall off. Now remember to aim for the edges, the very, very tip of the triangles that you're trying to aim for. Otherwise you will probably miss and fall down to your death. Or not to your death, but to the water. Practically your death, but you gotta go all the way back around. Alright, so here's a tricky jump. Do a step back, might as well. Gotta run and jump and grab this ledge here. Be careful of that slope because it will push you down. Alright, now here's another tricky jump where the camera angle isn't very nice to you. You just kind of want to angle yourself for that light, or you can save and load your game. I might as well just save and load my game because, yeah, it makes it so much easier. I said I wasn't going to save, but you know what, whatever. These jumps do suck, so I'll just save it. Whatever, man, whatever. Alright, so yeah, continue to aim for the lights. Ooh, I almost went over there. This one you kind of got to angle to the left and jump up onto this ledge right here. You see the light right here. And then jump over to this. Now you look up above you, you see some vines that you can use to traverse over to the second light from you. You don't want to fall off on this light right here. This light is definitely a slope and it will take you all the way down to the water. But the second light, this one right here, is not. And now we'll do a run and jump over to the next one. I'm going to walk up as far as I can to that corner and then take 1 step back, take a hop back to do my running jump. Aim for the corner, otherwise you will probably hit this slope right here and that will send you down all the way down. You may stand on this platform that I'm on right now for a second, but you'll stumble and continue to fall. Alright, so hopping up here and then hopping up over here. This jump kind of sucks. Make sure you jump over to this thing. There's no way you can run over. You'll slide off, people. You will slide off. Walk through here because almost everything other than these tiles that I'm on right now are all slopes, and they will lead to your having to do all this over again. Alright, so here we definitely don't need to walk. It's actually quite flat. But when we slide down here, we'll notice this blue light. And what could possibly be in a blue light? Well, actually, it's a secret. And the secret isn't what's causing the blue light. I don't know what's causing the blue light, but the secret is there nonetheless. And that is all that is back here. Alright, it's time to climb back out of here. There's a lot of area you can explore down in that direction. Alright, the thing is, there's nothing over there. Okay, it's all just a waste of time, so don't even bother. Alright, so now that we have the secret that we came over here for, we can go back, and we're going to go underneath this whole mansion thing. Yeah, we're trying to make our way into Dracula's mansion, and it's not working out very well. We got all these slopes and ledges and stuff we got to worry about. Alright, I have no idea where I need to run and jump from or to, honestly, at this point. I might end up sliding. Oh, this might work. Yeah, here we go. This is gonna work. And then, finally, we come into this section where the light is. You can find this opening. Alright, and this is going to take us into the cave area of Dracula's castle. Couple of bats. Deal with them however you feel is necessary, and then continue on, noticing that there is a receptacle for something right here, and up above that there's a trap door. Alright, so keep that in mind. Let's continue through here. And watch your step, because there's a huge gap right here. Probably won't kill you, unless you fall off onto the rocks over there, but there's the water down there. You can make your way all the way back if you fall off. Run and jump and grab this ledge right here. It spawns a bat. Also, the icicles up above you will fall if you trigger them properly. I don't think I was triggering them properly. So, alright, time for a puzzle. And we have a hint in that diary right there, that entry that pretty much tells you that you need to illuminate all of these circles, or basically have them chiming at all at the same time. The problem is that they all are on timers, and so you have to pull them in a certain order to make sure it happens. I'm going to show you that order. Over here is the step. Basically, this is what we're trying to get up through this thing. This is the exit. All right, so from the exit, you turn to the right, you'll find this first switch. This is the one we want to pull first. Okay, now be quick about it. As soon as you pull it, jump and turn around and head over to the far switch, catacorner to that one, and pull this one. Now just do a side jump. You'll land perfectly and in position to pull this switch, and then you can turn around. I may be doing this in the wrong order now that I think about it. Well, I'm saying with this one and this last one right here. We'll see though. It looks like that was the wrong order. I need to pull that one last. I'm sorry about that, guys. Let's try this again. So, pulling this one first. Once again. Now, I'm actually convinced that either of these two switches that I'm doing right now can be pulled in any order. I was able to do it in this order and when they were switched, so... Alright, let's pull this one. And then let's turn and pull this one right here. And there we go. They are all singing, and the step raises, and the trapdoor opens, and allowing you access to the item that we need for that receptacle that we saw a little bit earlier. But you also need the metal bar, and I'm pretty sure you have that in your inventory, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't have that metal bar. Cool, so now that we have that, let's go throw that into the thing and enter the courtyard for Dracula's castle. Alright, being very mindful of these gaps, do a running jump. And then let's head down this way, where we found that receptacle, throw the item into this thing. And there we go. Now we have access to the courtyard of Dracula's castle. Alright, so this is sort of a large area as well. There's not too much you can do in here, apart from what I'm about to do anyway. So, what I recommend doing is just going over here and climbing these steps. Okay. There's also, you may notice a bell tower if you decide to explore. That's a very important piece that you're going to need. I'll give you that hint. What we're trying to find is this stepping stone right here, or these stones in the wall that we can climb. What I'm going to do is jump and grab, and then I'm going to go all the way to the right as far as I can while Lara has her footing, and climb to the top. The reason why I'm doing this is because this is sort of a tricky jump, and it requires you to be almost as far over as I am right now. When you get to the top and you can't go up anymore, just do a backflip, hold the jump button, and veer to the right, and you'll land in this corner. Alright, let's run and jump over here. We spawned a bat or something. I heard him flapping around back here. Where's he at? I want him dead. I want him dead. Alright, he's finally dead. I was targeting him through the thing there. It was kind of interesting. Okay, so from here, what we want to do is we want to fall off this thing backwards. Okay, because we have the ability to grab the wall on this side as well. We want to climb over to this part so that way we can fall down on this side of the gate, draw your pistols, and start shooting at some of these boxes. Okay, we have a new weapon here, something we're going to need for the rest of the game. We have the bow. We also have some arrows. And don't forget that we have the art of archery that we picked up in Chagall's bathroom in the last video. We need to combine the bow with the art of archery, and basically what that is it's the scope for the bow. So now we can, if we hold the look button, we can, you know, aim at stuff. And that's kind of a funny little thing that they have there, a little overlay. Thin arm and the bow. I don't know what the heck. But hey, whatever. Alright, there is something that we are going to want to shoot while we're here. So let's climb up to the top here. There's also the door down there we're going to go through here in a little bit. But first, we have another secret the last secret of the video that we need before we continue into Dracula's castle. Alright, find this point and pull yourself out. Get your bow ready. And find this platform right here that's sort of just dangling there. Down below, underneath it, there's a lock. You can shoot the lock to raise the platform. Now let's run and jump over to that platform and pull ourselves up. Because in the back of this platform, we'll find a little treasure. This is secret number 6, okay? Let's check the statistics. If you hit the P key on the keyboard, bring up the pause menu, you can go to your statistics and see what you found. You should have 6 out of 21 secrets at this point in the game. Alright, so now that we have that, let's go back this way, fall off here, and we're going to use that stone ladder on the wall right there to get down, but the hard part is actually sticking your jump onto that. Okay, well I want to go down actually, I don't want to. You can go straight if you want, but the jump sequence is a little bit more complicated and a lot more room for error and killing yourself. So I recommend just coming down here after you get the secret. You can open this door right here by pulling this lever. Okay, and that's going to open, and then there's another door right here that's going to open as you approach it. We'll be on the other side of where we were at. This is where we started from. So, as you can see, we got back right to where we wanted to be. Alright, now we have only one more order of business before we end this video, and that's opening the door to Dracula's castle. Alright, unfortunately, we will not be going through the front door. They want us going through a side door. What we're going to do is going to find this bell tower here in his courtyard and then shoot an arrow at the bell. It's going to open a door, and that's going to be our entryway into his castle. Okay, and you also hear a bunch of boulders going off. Those are a bunch of boulders that were on the hills on the outside. Somehow ringing that bell, I guess, disrupted them, and now they're falling down the hills, which is... Hopefully you're not underneath them. Probably not, because you're probably in Dracula's castle. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Badass Games. Thank you for watching my Dracula's Return walkthrough, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy. It's just very, very intricate jumping. Whoever came up with this deserves an award and a slap in the face. What's up, everybody? Badass Games. Welcome back to Dracula's Return. If you remember in the last video, at the end I got knocked out by Dracula's sidekick. His name is Kokul, and he stuck me in this dungeon, and now I gotta figure out how to get out of here. So it's one of those things where you gotta figure out how to get out. Pretty cool. But before I do that, I'd like to mention that I'm bringing comments back into videos, and I got a comment here from Shalarima. Sorry if I get your name wrong, people. It's gonna happen. So, but she loves this, and she likes the music and the climate as well, and mentions that some of the sounds, some of the music from this game is from the soundtrack to the original Dracula movie. She's right, and also some of the music is from the Bram Stoker's version as well. So, when you start this level, you're gonna come into this little cell here. You'll find some flares on the ground, and there's also a guy. There's a skeleton right here that has a sword that was jabbed through him. And we want to grab this sword. Now let's check this thing out. We can equip this, which is what we want to do, but we also have this choose ammo option. You have this other, I guess, thing that you can do. I'm not sure what that's all about, but we have 0 of them, okay? And in this one we have 166 hits. Now, keep in mind that you only have a limited number of hits, so you don't want to waste these, but it's really, you don't really have to worry about too much, because 166, you only really need like maybe 10, maybe. So anyway, this is the way to get out. Once you have the sword, you come find this little discoloration in the gate, and then you can break that out. Now we have a pretty cool block puzzle. Right here we have a Roman numeral 3, and then we have 1 and 2 over here. Some of these hallways are connected by these little loops right here. Okay, there's one here, and then there's one behind the 1 and 3. So you can get behind the 3 by going through this one. Now we gotta organize these in numbers so that way it goes 1, 2, 3 from left to right. So in order to do this, what we gotta do is, what I found to be the quickest way, is to take the first block out and take it out twice. This is actually a really, really good block puzzle because you might find yourself trapped quite often. And if you're not sure exactly what to do, then yeah. Alright, so once we have the 1 moved out, we can make our way back behind the number 3, and we can push this out into the main hallway for this puzzle. That where the number 3 is sitting at right now, that's basically the main hallway that we can use to push all the blocks, okay? Once we have 3 in this position, let's pull this block once. The reason why we want to pull it once is because we need to get behind it. I'm going to push this all the way as far as it can go, but if I'm standing here and I pull it anymore, then I'll block myself from being able to get behind the number 3. Don't get me wrong, there is another way to get behind the number 3 if you want to, but it includes moving blocks more than you necessarily need to. Alright, push this all the way to the end, and then there it will stay for quite a while until we get... Oops, I didn't push it all the way. Until we get all the other blocks in position. Alright, here's the number 2 block. I'm going to leave that there. I want to go over here and I want to push this number 1 out into the main hallway. Now that's in the main hallway, I can push it all the way into the position that it needs to be. If you noticed, as I'm moving these blocks away from their original position, they are uncovering Roman numerals. That's just to show you where they need to go. See, the number 2 needs to sit right there on number 2. And the number 1 needs to go right here, so let's do that. Let's light another flare. A little dark in this game, so I apologize for that. Okay, number 1 is in position. Now let's go move number 2. We need to leave number 3 in where it's at for now. Otherwise it will get in the way. Alright, pull 2 out once. And then we need to go and pull it from this side. Now we only need to pull it once, because if we pull it any further, then we get stuck again. There'd be no other way to get around to move number 2 if you were to move it onto the next tile. So just move it here and then go back around to the other side. And then push it into this position right here. And now from here, we can push it into its final resting position. Once that's there, before we begin moving number 3, let's go ahead and grab a secret. We need to get this because when we lose the sword, we won't be able to come back and grab this. So make sure you break that away and come pick up the little treasure that's laying right there next to that skeleton. And then we can come back out here and move block number 3 into its resting position. Alright, so move it out once to here. And then, once it's in position, run around and push it right on top of its resting position. And that is going to open the trapdoor directly above you and also remove a block from this right here, allowing you to make your jump up into here. Jump and grab, pull yourself up, and then you may notice that there is a display case with a key in it. Now, you can break that with your sword, but you don't want to do that just yet, because once you break the glass with the sword breaks, you don't have it anymore, but we still need it for other things, so do not do that. Instead, you'll find the door, you'll find this switch as well. The switch is a timed switch, so pull it, and the best way to get through this door quickly is to do a backflip, do a side flip, and then just run straight through the door. You'll have plenty of time if you do that, and the door will stay open permanently once you go through the door.
What's that noise? I'll give you reason to howl. You'll see. So this is why the wolves are beside themselves.
Are all your visitors received and accommodated so well here?
Only I'm in a good mood.
Joker.
Alright, I'm pretty sure Laura's mad because they didn't offer her a beer when she came in here. Alright, this is what we need the sword for. Just take that thing out and lay waste to these wolves. Alright, it just takes one hit, and you'll be lucky if you get out of that unscathed. Okay, once they're dealt with, you can come out here, and for some reason he doesn't move. You can come back here real quick, and then he'll eventually move. So it seems like it's a bug, but if you move back there, you could definitely free yourself. Alright, let's go through the door. He's going to open it for you if you notice, or if you were observant. He was using this lion's head as a switch. We don't have the ability to use those switches, so we need to rely on Kokol here to do that for us. Now we come out here and we'll find this keyhole. And I forgot to turn around and get that key, so let's go back and get that. Not that it really matters, because it's not that far. So, don't forget the key. Right here, over here, don't forget about this large med pack either. Haha, I almost forgot that as well. A couple things that you need to go back and grab. Don't worry, I won't forget anything in this walkthrough. Okay, so now that we have the sword pretty much used up, let's go ahead and break it.
Bugger, this sword has had it.
Sword's had it. And we want this key that's on the pedestal. That's why we need to break that open. That's the key that's going to take us out to the door. And open that gate for us. Alright, there's a whole lot of stuff in here you can explore and look around. But it's sort of limited. There's nothing you can really do. There's no items or anything. So don't worry about it. Use the gate key here on this keyhole. That's going to open our gate. And then we can go through here and climb this spiral staircase.
Come on, hurry up. My master awaits you.
Yes, yes. Take it easy.
Alright, so I was just showing you that area up there to let you know that it exists. Alright, let's go in here and talk to the master.
So, this is the way to enter my castle, quietly and secretly.
Well, Mr.
Count von Krolak. And you are?
Lara Croft.
Well, Lara Croft. What brings you here to my castle?
I'm looking for Sarah Chagall. She should be familiar to you.
Interesting. Never heard of her.
That was clear. I'd also like to use your phone.
My fault? I think not. I've had enough of this.
Alright, so we insulted him by asking him if we can use his phone, and that kind of sucks, but we can use garlic to stun him, and he was sitting on a key, so make sure you grab that thing, and also there's another key over here as well. Now, once you hear him grunt for the second time, you can use the garlic again to stun him, okay? That means when he grunts, that means he's free and he's going to attack you. So use the garlic again, and that stuns him, and it stuns him for the same amount of time each time. Alright, here is the large med pack, and he's after me now, so let's use the garlic real quick. If Lara's in the middle of an animation, then she'll say no with the garlic. Just wait till she stands completely still, and then use the garlic. Alright, these doors we can open, and then we can come into this room. There's some torches on a pedestal over there, but I'm going to bypass getting those for now because I need to come in here and move this block. You can't move this block while you're holding onto one of those torches. Alright, so it's a half block that we're moving. That's very, one of the rare things that I've actually never seen those in the core design video games, so, in the core design Tomb Raider games. Alright, so once that's moved out of the way, then we can go grab our torch. They give us 3 in case we screw up somewhere along the line. She just kind of swapped the flare for the torch. Now Dracula is still attacking you, but here in a little bit he'll stop. Yeah, I need to move this thing out of the way so I can use the keyhole. Alright, there we go. Use the key in the keyhole, and it was a storeroom key, by the way. And there's also the other key that we grabbed was the bedchamber key. So we're going to use that as well, eventually, of course. So this is what we kind of want to do. We want to come into this room, and we want to use the torch on here. Oh no, it's a skeleton. That's sort of okay, because we need him to do some work here. We need him to break this. There we go. So you basically need to get that skeleton to stop in front of that carpet that's blocking the door, and then he'll swing and hit it, breaking it away, giving you access to the door. But this sort of is a bad part right here. He gets stuck, okay, and it's really difficult to get him to come in here and open that thing. So if that's the case, I'll show you what you can do if he won't come back here. Oh no. I kind of don't want him to break it because I want to show you the sort of glitch way, true, but I mean, there's enough bugs in here that... Oh no, he did it anyway. That's not what I wanted. Anyway, what you want to do is stand in front of it and then hold the action button so that way she moves in front of it. Oh gosh, I'm just gonna get beat up by him, aren't I? Use the action button so that way she kind of moves toward it. She won't pick it up, but then you can crouch, and if you crouch, you can pick it up. Alright, so once you have that, there is another item in here, and it's up here. It's a small med pack. Not a secret or anything, but I'm gonna get beat up by him again. Pull yourself up into this little crawl space. There is a small med pack. And also Trle's on the other side of that vent grate. Once you have that, make sure you grab your torch before you leave this room. Which I'm having a hard time doing because this guy's just beating the crap out of me. Alright, now we have everything we need. Let's go ahead and leave. Remember to grab the torch. This torch is going to open up the door that we need to leave, and I'll show you how to use that. Now, Dracula's not going to attack you anymore. He says his name is Von Trle, but I'm pretty sure he's trying to cover himself up. Alright, over here is the switch. As you can see, there's a lion's head thing. Of course, we're not technically operating the switch. We're lighting the campfire, and it's going to let us out. This door was shut right here, and it's now open. And you may have heard two doors open, and that's what we need to keep that in mind. As soon as we come up here, this is that one area that I was showing you. This door right here was shut. It's now open. There's also some stuff over there, but you can't do anything over there. There's just a locked door, basically. Oh, here's Trle. And he's going to... Oh, look, a lion head switch. Yes. There's nothing in the direction he came just yet. There's a keyhole, but we need to get the key. Here is where the bedchamber key will be used. Use the key here. Opens the bedchamber. And then there's nothing in this room except for some items that you can only see through the mirror. If you look on the bed, you can see a small med pack. Then if you look on the top of the chandelier, there's a key. So yes, you cannot see them without looking in the mirror. Very, very clever. Some Tomb Raider 4 crossbow style items. So just walk to about the middle of the chandelier, and then you should be able to pick up the key. And those are the only items that are in here. Let's leave. Same way we came, and instead of going to the spiral staircase, which is over through that door, continue straight and you'll find a lever that will open up this door right here. And you will also come across a keyhole right here. Kind of an elaborate keyhole for a kitchen, but hey, it's Dracula's castle. He can do whatever he wants.
Oh, the phone. But I still need the area code of Whitby.
So she needs the area code of Whitby in order to use the phone, because all we have are 4 numbers for the phone, I guess. If you want to see the number, if you're having a hard time, like, because this thing's rotating, you could just highlight the item next to it and you can read it from there. So we got 4834 is the number. But, like she said, we can't use it just yet. And here's a keyhole right here, and we can't do anything there, but oh, there's a little crawl space directly above it. And you might have came across this like naturally, because if you're holding forward and pressing action, which you might be doing near a keyhole, you will pull yourself up into the crawl space. The key goes directly into that hole. There's no messing around there. Opens the door into the next room. On top of the cupboards in this room, there is a large med pack. Also in this room, there is this book that's standing up, and it's a telephone directory. Now, while she's in the middle of this animation, do not press any buttons because the game's going to crash. Basically what's going to happen. Alright, once she tears the page, once you hear the tear, you're able to pick up the item that's in the book. Okay? And this is the phone number. This is what's going to let you use the phone. Once you have this, approach this phone and use it. Alright, you're going to have to use the action button again in order to enter the phone number. So let's enter the number that we saw.
Jonathan Harker.
Mr. Harker, my name is Lara Croft. I'm calling from Transylvania. Does the name Chagall ring a bell?
Of course. Zara Shigal's my fiancée.
Do you know where she is at the moment?
Why do you ask?
She might be in danger, I'm afraid.
You mean?
Yes. Dracula, or von Trle, as he calls himself.
I know. Kidnapped her, but she escaped and found her father dead. I took her to Dr. Seward's sanatorium here in Whitby. She suffers from somnambulism.
I hope that it's only somnambulism. Thank you, Mr. Harker. I'll have to find out. Off to Whitby.
Off to Whitby, and if you noticed, we had a eavesdropper. That phone is so huge that he heard the entire conversation. So, yeah, before we leave, do not... Okay, if you want this secret right here, that's taking a dump on the toilet, don't leave this kitchen because that's going to end the level. What you want to do is come in here instead and flush this thing down the toilet, essentially.
Oh no!
Alright, well, it's down in the toilet. We gotta go retrieve that thing, and in order to do that, you need an extra item that I didn't grab while I was in the kitchen. Out here in the kitchen, there is this cupboard right here. And there is the bathroom handle. The bathtub handle is actually what it's called. So let's go to the bathtub and use the handle to move this thing out. And it also spawns a bat, but it's very non-lethal. It doesn't do any damage from what I can tell. It hasn't been able to do any damage at all to me. Now let's crawl behind the bathtub and we'll find this water. It's sewage water. Yeah, we're in some sort of sewer. Sorry that's dark in here. I can't even turn on a flare to illuminate the walls for some reason. And I don't understand who's flushed entire rolls of toilet paper, but what a waste. Okay, and so this is where our little secret went. Our little treasure. Grab that and then swim back through this sewage pipe. You know, did you see who just came out of that bathroom too? Just so you know. Sweet, we've got our little treasure. We have everything done in this level, so now we can go ahead and leave. We could bring our little familiar bat with us too. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am Badass Games. Thank you very much for watching the Dracula's Return walkthrough, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take it easy.
Master!
What's going on, Kukor?
Kukor knows where Miss Sarah is!
Really? Good, Kukor. Come on, tell me.
Whitby! Booby Hatch!
Dr. Seward's Sanatorium. Well done, Kukor.
visitors received and accommodated so well here?
Only I'm in a good mood.
Joker.
Alright, I'm pretty sure Lara's mad because they didn't offer her a beer when she came in here. What's up, everybody? Badass Games, welcome back to Tomb Raider Dracula's Return. I know it's been a while, but here we go. We are in Whitby, and we gotta go find this Sarah character at the sanitarium. You start the game off here in the water, and you're basically just trying to find your way out. Just swim around, you'll eventually find this opening. It's sort of there's some forks and everything, but it's pretty easy. There's only one exit, so over there is the pathway to get out. Of course, the door's shut, so we need to open it. So that's what you gotta climb these steps for. There's also this door right there that never opens. It's just useless. Over here is the button that we need to push to open the door. So push that thing and then get ready because this is a timed run. And yeah, timed run in Trle's pretty much taking into account exactly what you need to do in order to get through the door. So you should barely make that. Alright, so as soon as you enter this new area, get up and use the action button near this key.
A vampire. Rest in peace. I'm not sure if Sarah is in good hands in Dr. Seward's sanatorium.
That was a pretty cool animation, don't get me wrong. I thought it was pretty cheesy, but awesome. Don't forget to pick that key up after she does that. She doesn't actually pick the key up, she just kind of throws the guy into the thing and then the key drops on the ground. Over there in the corner, we just picked up a little secret, a little treasure. So grab that as well and continue on. Now we have the key that we need to open up this door. Alright, this level is pretty straightforward. There's really not a whole lot of cryptic stuff. So, but you'll see some stuff later. Oh, and you're supposed to fall down that with using the ladder. But if you don't, then you don't die, but you lose a lot of health. And this level's pretty simple, so you won't have to worry about even using a med pack. Anyway, alright, so I came over here near these boxes to find some flares. So there they are. And then there's some barrels sitting next to this door. We gotta do something about that, okay? That's the exit right there. But the thing is, the exit is shut, so we gotta open it, right? Well, what we gotta do is gotta find these other stack of boxes over here. There's going to be a torch inside of this. Alright, we need to light the torch. The torch is gonna be used to blow stuff up. Just, you know, explosions and stuff. It's pretty awesome. So grab this, and then what we need to do is we need to get up on top of this box right here. Okay, in order to run and jump over the rail. No, I missed. I curved too much, so there's that. So just get on top of this thing and then try harder. Be better at this than I am whenever you play your game, okay? Alright, so wow, I'm just messing up all over the place. It's all good though. Alright, to do this, just get back as far against the thing as possible and do a straight running jump over to this thing and then turn to the right, head up these steps, okay? There is this panel that's, you know, electricity spraying from it, and that's what we're going to use to light the torch. So do that, and this thing right here seems like it's a door because I can run into it, but it doesn't ever open, so just ignore it. Okay, so let's go down to the bottom here. We're gonna go light those barrels on fire. So we like fire. When you get down to about here, you want to just go ahead and aim for the barrels and then use the draw weapon to toss the torch, and then it's going to catch all those barrels on fire. Now keep your distance, especially if you have low health, or even if you have full health, because yeah, things are going to go boom and, you know, do damage, and there's also fire. And yeah, you can't put yourself out because there's no water around here. That is such a beautiful thing. Okay, after the smoke clears, you can go ahead and make your way through this little opening that it created. Alright, now we come out into here. There's nothing out in this large area. It's just a little room, pretty cool area. Over here is a large med pack on top of these workout mats. It seems like they're workout mats. There's also a cabinet right here you can open, but there's nothing inside of it. So don't worry about that. Over here is a door where you can use action to open. and kick our way into the store, whatever this place may be. There's two things you can do in here. Over here, back after you enter, behind this wall, there is some crucifix beetles or something or other like that on this shelf. So grab those, and then there's also this ladder right here. Now, this isn't a typical ladder. You just stand in front of it and then use the action button, and then Lara Croft will automatically climb to the top for you. She's actually pretty good at doing that without using the other hand, too. So, yeah. While holding a flare. Up here is a sun disk. This is what we need in order to leave this area. Okay, so fall back down here. There's nothing else you can interact with in this area. And let's place the sun disk right here into its receptacle. That's going to open up a door back here in the corner from near the entrance where we came into. And now we come into another large area with a bunch of crates just kind of chilling out here. There's nothing else in this large area either. It's sort of just there to, I don't know, take up space, I guess. But it's still pretty cool, don't get me wrong. You also find a door back here with a keyhole.
They are probably here because of the blood donor bags.
Alright, so the only thing that was in there was this silver key we can use to open up this door. And now that the door is open, let's go in there and fall down. Now this isn't a large fall, so you don't need to worry about it too much. Alright, so from when you entered, okay, let's get our bearings here. There's a ladder right here you can use to climb out. That's one of those action ladders. You don't use the normal jump and grab thing. You want to come find this corner over here and find this little spiderweb area where you can come into finding a barrier that's preventing you from going any further. I can't go any further from here. Alright, but if we check this,
I can't get through there this way.
then we trigger a new event back in the shop that we were in.
A counter spell would be helpful.
Okay, so basically, by checking that barrier, a new item spawns in the shop area where we were. So now we gotta go back and get that new item. And we're going to use the new item along with the beetles that we got to create a counter spell like Lara was talking about, and we can open up our path through that barrier that we saw. Alright, so now that we have all of that, let's head back to the shop and pick up that new item. We got a long way to go because it's sort of a big area. And it's sort of mazy because of all these crates that are lying around. You can climb on top of the crates though if you want to. It makes it a lot quicker. Okay, so once we enter this area, right here's the ladder that we went up to get the sun disk. Back here on the shelf, this item has spawned, and it is called, let's see, I don't even know what it's called. Attar of Liverwort. We're going to combine that with the crucifix ground beetles to get the magic ingredients. Now we go up to here, and we're going to use the magic ingredients to create some magical mush, and that's what we're going to need. The magical mush spawns over here to the right of the place where you use the bowl. Now we can use the magical mush to open up that barrier. So it's just a little bit of a, you know, backtracking type puzzle, which isn't too bad. It's sort of, actually that is sort of cryptic, so I did light it a little bit, but Lara didn't drop her flare. I can't light another one. There we go. There we go. Alright, so let's go back to that magical barrier that we saw earlier. You approach the barrier and use the action button to use the magical mush, and then you can walk straight through the barrier. Now there's nothing in this room either except for this button back here. That's going to spawn a ladder that's going to let you climb out of here. Of course, you don't even need it. She can grab the edge from up there and pull yourself up. Now make sure you have everything done up to this point because this hatch is going to close behind you when you leave. Alright, so now that we have all that done, we're in a new area. Looks like there's two ways you can go, and that way's a dead end. It's actually a pretty short dead end. You want to head over here to the left, and we'll get another cutscene. Now notice that squirrel right there. It's sort of an important thing. like somebody's having a bad day. Alright, that was a morgue, and we're going to go in there here in a little bit, see what's going on with that guy. But before we do that, light a flare, and over here is where that squirrel was. You can see him taking off right there. And this is actually pretty difficult to find too. If you can see it, it's right next to Lara's butt. It's the item that we need to pick up. So make sure you grab this thing. Very, very hard to find, very, very difficult to see. It's very, very small. But it's in this brush too with all these purple lilacs or whatever the heck they are. I don't know anything about flowers, so don't complain. Alright, over here is the button that we need. Basically straight away from that emblem piece, there's a button that we can press. It's going to open the door to this building right here. Okay, as soon as we enter, there is a small med pack on the table. Now, there's nothing up those steps, so just ignore that and come into this elevator and use the elevator button. Take us down below. Alright, once we're in here, there's really not much you can do. It's sort of a small area. You need to go into this room. Oh, it looks like this guy just had a terrible party. Pick up the key that he had with him, and the lights go out, and then this vampire, I believe it's a vampire, is going to come at you. He's going to do this constipation waddle. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, man. I want to get that checked out. Okay, I'm just kind of kiting him back there behind the table so that way I can make my way into the room he came from. He came from this room, and this door is now open. There are 2 items in here that you need to grab. There's a fuse over here by the coat hanger, and then over here at this cabinet you can open and you'll find a pistol with 1 bullet is what it's called. And it's actually a usable item, so don't think of it as a gun, because we still don't have our weapons. We just have 1 bullet and 1 pistol. We'll use that and it'll eventually be out of our inventory. The vampire actually doesn't attack very much. He's kind of buggy, so don't worry about him. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage either, so there's that. He can get on the elevator with you if you want to bring him on there, and he'll attack you all the way up there, but as soon as you leave, he'll like despawn or something and go back down below. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but here we go. Now we can climb these steps, and now that we have the gun with 1 bullet, we can use it on this window. Now, if you notice, the camera changes, but you may have also noticed that there was something, it looked like an item on the ground right there. You can't pick it up, so don't worry about it. It must be a bug. Alright, so let's go around the building after we leave, and we'll find the keyhole where the key goes that we just got, but take a right from the keyhole, you'll find this crawl space that's sort of hidden, where we'll find another secret. A little treasure. Alright, so if you check your statistics, you should have 10 of 21 secrets by this point, and that's good and everything, so let's go ahead and leave. Lara's having some driving issues here. Sweet. Let's use the key on this keyhole. It's going to open this gate, and then we can enter here to find the other emblem piece that we need. You may have come across this piece before you got the other one. So if you have these 2 pieces, right, if you have one of these pieces and you don't have the other after coming here, I'll show you the place where I got it from, because it's very difficult to find, and a lot of people like to skip through my videos to get to the information that they're looking for. So I'll show you where the other piece is real quick, in case you missed it. It's right here by this lilac bush. If those are lilacs, I have no clue. And there's a squirrel right by it too. So just use the action somewhere around there and you'll be able to pick that up. Okay, so, oops, I wanted to be out there. Make sure you combine the 2 emblem pieces so that we have the, what's it called, the angel emblem. Okay, we're going to use that over here on this grave right here where these other flowers are at. I'll just call them flowers because that'll be better. People won't have to complain all day about me calling things the wrong thing, like it really matters. Alright, so use the angel emblem on the gravestone there, and it's going to open this gate. And this is essentially the end of this level. Alright, so all I'm going to do is run to the end of the street, and that's going to end the video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. pick up the key that he had with him, and the lights go out, and then this vampire, I believe it's a vampire, is going to come at you. He's going to do this constipation waddle. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, man. I want to get that checked out. What's up, everybody? Badass Games, welcome back to Dracula's Return, and I must say that this is pretty awesome level, with the exception of a few critical flaws that I'm going to point out. This is a really good level, and it's very puzzly, and I love it a lot, so I'll be sure to get you guys going where you need to go. Now, this huge courtyard where you start at, there's really not much out here, except that there is this pickup for revolver ammo. Yes, we're going to get a new gun. And it's actually only going to last for this level, but it's definitely going to be useful. We're not going to be killing anybody, unfortunately. No, it's actually a good thing. We get those revolver ammo, and then before you go anywhere else, okay, over there's the sanatorium. This level is known as Dr. Seward's Sanatorium, or sanitarium, one of those two words. It's one of those. But we want to come over here. We want to find this vine that we can climb up to the top. Okay, because there's something that we're going to need right there by this street lamp up here on top of this ledge. Now, we got something like this before. We actually got a metal bar in the first level, but we don't seem to have it, so we're gonna need to use this crowbar in order to get through some of the stuff. Okay, so we can fall off safely. Now, the first place this is a wide open area, so it's very easy to get confused as to where to go. I'm gonna try to do the most natural route through this level. Once you have the crowbar, where you want to go next is down here and into the kitchen. This is the cafeteria, I guess. This is going to get us a bunch of stuff that we're going to need to solve some of the puzzles that are part of this level. You can use the crowbar on this thing to open it. This is also a very dark level, so I'm going to try to use flares often, but if we take a look at my flares, I've got 38. I should have plenty, but I may run out because there's a lot of stuff to do, so I'll try to use the flares as much as possible. We're going to come in here and into this cafeteria. There's a bunch of places you could go, but really the only place that you need to go is into this right now. We want to find this block. As you can see, the flare is kind of showing you that you can use this. And this is a movable block. We can pull it out. And we want to pull it out once. A couple things happen here. One is that we uncovered a bellows that's going to let us put that fire out. And we're going to need to do that here soon. But before I do that, I'm going to move the box so I can access this switch that's going to close a trapdoor. It's going to be necessary for future puzzles. So let's push this up against the wall, and then we can climb on top of it to press this button. Now, this trapdoor closed, and we're not going to be making use of that yet, but we're going to be doing that here soon. So over here's the bellows that we're going to use to extinguish these flames. And it included a flame that was over here by this valve right here. Okay, now we need to turn this valve. We need to do two things here. Do not forget to do the second thing. You want to turn the valve, and this is going to fill the dishes with some food so you can serve it in the cafeteria. While we're here, we also want to use the crowbar to remove the valve, because we're going to need to use this for something else later. Now that we have the hand wheel, go up here. We need to push this thing all the way into the cafeteria. My flare is going to give out, but that's fine. It's got a long hallway. I got to push this down, so I'll go ahead and light another one. I'll probably have plenty of flare life in this one to make it all the way down the hallway. I guess we'll see. Okay, so what's the purpose of this? Well, I mean, it's sort of, you know, kind of, you know, how Tomb Raider logic works. It's sort of, you know, quirky. So we need to put this into the cafeteria so that way we open up a hatch. Yeah, basically. It's going to sit on top of a certain tile and open a hatch for us. That's going to give us a certain item that we're going to need. Now, I mentioned that there are some critical flaws with this level, and one of them include getting caught, like you get stuck and you can't do anything, and I'll try to point that out. There's another spot where you can potentially get stuck if you don't know what to do, and I'll make sure that you know how to get out of it if you do think that you are stuck. Okay, so let's push this thing all the way over onto that special tile there. One more push, and we've got it in the right spot. Our hatch opens, and boom, there we go. We got some forks. Okay, there's only one fork that we want to grab, and it looks like a couple of forks land into a fork house arrangement. Wow, that's some skill. Gravity's got some skill today. Okay, now that we have the fork, let's go ahead and leave this area right here. We're still in the cafeteria area, and this time we want to go up these steps. Now, if you go to the left, it's blocked off, but you can come over here to the right and then go through this curtain. And you just walk right through that thing. In this room, you'll notice two things. One, there is a diary entry here. We finally get another diary entry. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it says. Professor Abrancius already claimed that holy water was one of the remedies. So we probably need some holy water at some point. You may also notice that there's a box right here, and you can shoot this once you get the revolver, but there's nothing in it, so you just be wasting your shot, and it doesn't really matter. Okay. Also, I forgot to mention that I figured out how to put this thing in 1080p, so yeah, we're going to be uploading in 1080. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do that to begin with, but... Okay, in this room we have this block puzzle we need to do, and I'm moving this block on top of the tile that I closed earlier. That's the hatch that I closed earlier. And now I can move the box there, okay? We also want to grab this box and pull it out once. I was going to do this one first and then go in there. But I just want to move this one out real quick because just so that way it's in place. Let's take another look around this room. If you look up there, you see a gate, okay? And the goal here is to open that gate and then hop up through there. Now you can actually move the box, the top box, into the right position, but then at the wrong time because you can't open that hatch. What you need to do is you need to move this box into position and then jump and grab this gate. Make sure you do this before you move the second top box onto this box. Otherwise you won't be able to open it. You have to move the box off and then start over. Okay, this box, we're basically just making a pathway to move that top box onto that box that I was just standing on to open the gate. So once we have this one into position, we'll have our track that we need, and then we can just easily push that top box all the way into the right position. Okay, let's hop on top of here and move this thing. If it's kind of dark, I'm sorry. I'll light another flare here after I get done moving this thing. Okay, and then pull this thing, and then we gotta get on the other side and push it. And then we'll finally be in the right position to get up there and grab the item that we need. One more push, Lara. Can you do it? I'm surprised you're not burning yourself with that flare. That looks like it might hurt. Alright, let's hop up here. The gate's open. We want to face to the left from here and pull ourselves up. And on top, we'll get a bottle. Okay, this has nothing in it. You'd think it has rainwater because it's raining directly into the thing, but this is a bottle for holy water. Okay, so remember, we just got a clue about some holy water, too. Now, this thing we have to kind of flip out or come out of it backwards in order to get out of it. Okay, remember when I said if you go upstairs, you don't want to go to the left because you're blocked? Well, you unblocked yourself by moving some of those boxes, so good job. Now we can leave. We've done everything that we need to do in the cafeteria. And now it's time to go into the actual sanitarium. Alright, the sanitarium, the entrance is right over here. This is a door that you can manually activate.
Tonight there's our weekly lottery for the crown Fool of the Week.
Oh, really?
Okay, you may notice that they have a Fool of the Week program going on inside of a sanitarium. That's pretty messed up, but you also may have noticed that there's a laser sight. Some of these doors you can kick in because you're just a badass. You just go through and kick doors down in sanitariums and stuff. Inside of this room, there's not much. There's just a puzzle clue. Okay, let's take a look at what this one says. If I can find this frickin' diary. Mammal man is a vampire, Sigmund Freud. So, yeah. Some pretty cool, I guess it's not necessarily a hint more than it is like pretty cool information. But there's some other information that is pretty critical to solving the puzzle here. Okay, I went downstairs and you may have saw the wires dangling over water, setting on fire. Well, that's what the valve wheel is going to do that we got before. It's going to shut that electricity off and we can go through that water. Now, the wires still dangle, and from what I've noticed, the red wire will actually do some damage, so you kind of want to try to avoid that. Once you come into here, you'll find this fuse box, and we want to use the crowbar to tear this fuse out. Now that we have the fuse, the wires for some reason stop dangling and let you get past. So that's pretty cool. Now what we want to do is we want to go upstairs. Actually, there's another room on the first floor that we want to go into. I want to light a flare, though. Light a flare. There we go. Good job, Lara Croft. Okay, to my left, there is the entrance. Okay, this door right here needs a keyhole. This door right here you can open, but there's nothing we can do in there just yet. And over here is another door we can kick in. We need to go through this door. It's imperative that you do.
You relocated the dwarves again? Stop smoking and bring the dwarf back straight away.
So this is the whole reason why I came in here, is to grab the fork. And you may have overheard the conversation about a dwarf. Yeah, we're going to have to solve that puzzle too, actually. So, some interesting information there. Okay, we got the fork. Now let's go upstairs. Over here is a room that we'll go into. We're going to end up going through all these rooms, by the way. This room's kind of special, and this guy right here seems to be incredibly crazy, because he's going to shoot at you as soon as you come in here. But he's not going to do any damage. He's just like, tick, tick, tick.
My hero?
You approach him, she calls him your hero, and it's kind of, you know, you can kill that guy, actually, if you have the revolver, which we don't have yet. But I'll show you that this guy's actually useful, and I'll show you why that is. Alright, so over here is a button that's going to open this door into a hidden area, I suppose, like a secret section of the sanitarium. And as soon as you come in here, there's a gun. Who puts a gun in a sanitarium? That's nuts. That's crazy nuts. So we have a revolver now. We can kill whoever we want, and actually we can't kill. I think that guy with the gun's the only person we can actually kill. So we want to go around in this room. There's not much. It's just kind of like a nice little hidden area. I really appreciate the detail put into here. And back here is another puzzle clue. This one's kind of important, so let's take a look at it. I don't know why I have such low life, but whatever. The ashes of a religious man dissolved in holy water can cure a bitten, but not completely bloodless person. Ash is hard to find. So we have a holy water bottle. It doesn't have holy water in it, but we also need ash, so that's interesting too. Okay, so here is a box that you can duck and shoot. We'll pick up a small med pack, and you may also notice the button there on the wall. It's going to lower another section of this area that we're in right now. Okay, so over here is where the thing came down to reveal another button. Alright, so that drops this other wall. So it's a button, press a button, switch to pull a switch, move some boxes, make $1 million, that sort of thing. And right here is where we need to be. Okay, what we gotta do is we gotta take out the revolver. I recommend getting kind of close to it in case you miss, and shoot that thing. Now you don't want to waste your revolver ammo because you're kind of limited at this point. Actually, once you have the fuse, you have access to an unlimited supply of revolver ammo, but the thing is you can only pick up the box once you run completely out. So, and I'll show you guys that here later. Alright, so we're going to get in here, we want to shoot out the thing. So basically what I did is I pulled that lever, which opened this hatch, and I'm assuming that the rain put out the fire that was right here, allowing us to shoot the wood away, so we can press this button. Open this gate, and we'll get our first key. And a nice little cutscene showing Sarah Chagall walking through the sanatorium. Okay, so this key is called the reception key. It is for the reception of the sanitarium, so that's where we're going now. And, yeah, that's where the laser sight is. So now we have the revolver, and we have access to the laser sight for it. So let's go all the way back downstairs, first floor, and use the key here on this keyhole. Now the receptionist is gone. I'm not sure where she went. I think she went to go tally up her Fool of the Week deal. But right here is the laser sight. Now we have the revolver with the laser sight. We also have 2 forks. You may have noticed. I did pick up 2 forks. I picked this one up in the cafeteria, and I picked this one up in here. So we need to combine these two, and we'll make a fork house. And you may, if you actually explored before watching this video, you may know where that's going to go. Let's go put this where it's going to go now, actually, because that's the next part of the puzzle. On our way there, we're going to find some secrets. And it's kind of important that you actually find at least one of the secrets, one of these type of secrets. You'll see what I mean here in a second. Because of a puzzle that I'm thinking might just be a bug or something, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see if it actually does it to me. I'm hoping it does, but I'll get into that later. Right here is a small garden gnome. It's a secret. And it's the first secret that we're going to get in this level. Alright, so let's go up these steps now. And there's a couple places you can go. You can go straight away, but there's a gate that's locked, okay? And there's a keyhole back that direction, too. There's also a keyhole right here. As well as another keyhole at the far end over here. We don't have the keys we need yet, though. So we're going to have to go grab those. Alright, so you see the gnome there at the other far end. That's part of another puzzle. That's the dwarf, I believe, that they were mentioning before in the sanitarium. Okay, here is the fork house, and this guy right here is, yeah, he's like, yeah, I don't know how to solve my puzzle. Let's take a look at this fork house. Pay close attention to this thing as I turn. Okay, if I turn a little bit, notice something there inside the fork house? I see it. Do you see it? It is a key, and we need to get that key. And in order to get the key, you can't just knock it over. You have to try to finish it. And then it'll fall over and give you your key. It falls right behind you next to this post, so make sure you grab this thing. Don't forget about it. Very, very easy to miss that key with all those silver forks around. Now, this key doesn't go to any of the keyholes that I've shown you. It actually goes to the keyhole at the far end over here where I first came up. So we gotta go all the way around here. Right here, in between these 2 street lamps, you'll find a gate, and then the keyhole is right here. And this is the house key. We're going to go into this, I guess, house. So the gate opens, lets you in. And the house doesn't have a front door, which is kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of Hawaii. Shoot this thing open, and we'll find gate keys. Now, this is the keys that we need to open up those other 2 keyholes I showed you earlier. And that's cool. While we're here, let's do a couple things. We do need to come back here, so let's make it easier on ourselves. This button is going to open up a trap door that's going to lead up above, right up here. And you can go up there if you want. I'll go ahead and take a look at up here for you guys. You don't want to come up here yet because there's these bats, and you can't kill them with your gun. You cannot kill them with your gun. But back here is a clue on how to get rid of them. So we read the diary. Bats can be lured away by high frequency of sound or light. We also notice while we're up here that there's a box that's being blocked. Okay, we can actually shoot that if we want. It's hard to draw your weapon in here because using the draw weapon doesn't work. You have to actually go straight to the inventory to get it. But you can shoot that box and see the item that's in there. And it's a puzzle item. We'll need to get that later. As soon as we get done with that, I guess you don't need to go up there. You just come over here and press this button. It's going to drop this wall. It's going to make it a lot easier for us to get back next time. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's head on out. Now we have the gate key. Okay, that's what we came in here for. We got the house key to get the gate key, and now we can go do a couple of things that we're going to need to solve this mystery. Right here's the first keyhole that I showed you. Let's throw the gate key into the hole. It's going to open up the way to the cemetery. Right here is probably one of the first things you're going to want to do. You're going to find this hand right here. We're going to use a bottle for holy water on it. And after you do that, do not forget to grab this thing back again, okay? You need this thing. It's going to open the door, and then you need to pick it back up. And then right here is, we're inside of a little church. Right here's a little dish for holy water. So now we have our holy water. We're just missing ash of a religious man. Well, we're in a graveyard, so let's start looking for a religious man's grave. Over here is some revolver ammo. You want to pick those up. And then, right up here is a ladder. We're going to need to climb this ladder. You may have noticed a trapdoor on the back end of this church. This button that's inside of here is going to open up that trapdoor. And the whole idea is to get access to a jump switch. So, switch to pull a switch, you know, that do that a lot in this one. I kind of like it, so I'm not complaining. Okay, once we press the button, trapdoor opens and we can finally open up something else. Just jump and grab in the air, and you should grab this thing. You can also fall into the hole and jump and grab that. Now we're going to get a flyby at the cemetery, and you may notice something special has happened. A couple of graves have opened up. We also see a couple walking away, and it's kind of interesting. They don't care that Lara Croft is shooting stuff up, but we also take a look. We see a little treasure there. Yeah, we're going to want to grab that here soon, of course. Okay, so we opened up some graves. Let's do some unthinkable acts. Okay, I don't know why Lara decides that she needs to defile these graves, but I can't draw my weapon right now. It's kind of irritating. There we go. You can always do it from the menu if you can't use the draw weapon button. We need to point our weapon down in here and shoot these bones. You kind of got to be somewhat accurate, so be careful there. There are 3 total bone piles that you need to shoot with the revolver. Here's number 2. Now number 3 is a little bit more difficult to hit. And the reason why is because there's another skeleton in the way. That skeleton that's in the way actually does damage to you, so you don't want to go down in there. I recommend standing about here on top of the grave, and then aim down. You want to shoot for the dim one. This one's kind of hard to hit. There we go. And finally, it's going to open up this. You may have noticed this if you would have saw some of the graves before coming down in here. And we can go into this grave site. Now, this is what we're looking for, this black thing. This is where the ash is. Shoot the grave out, and then pick up the ash. Shoot the casket out, and then pick up the ash. Now we have that back out. We're not done in this. Okay, we still have a couple more graves we need to defile. Over here, cat-a-corner to where you found the ash, you'll find another coffin that you can shoot out, and behind that is that little treasure that I showed you before. Snatch that up, and let's get out of here. Okay, so now we have the holy water and we have the ash. So we have a major piece of this puzzle already done, which is good. We're not going to be using it for a while, but we definitely want to go ahead and have it ready to be used. Ash and holy water. So we have our ashes of religious man in holy water. We can cure a bitten yet not bloodless person. Very interesting. Okay, so this time what we want to do, let me stop real quick before I go that way and notice. Oh, look, another little treasure. That one we're going to get a lot later, so I'll show you. That's about the time when we actually use the ash and stuff, so I'll show you how to get that too. Now we're going to go over here, and we're going to use the gate key here on this keyhole. I didn't show you this one. This is the other keyhole that requires the gate key. This is the only other hole that requires the gate key as well, so. And now we have a little puzzle ahead of us. Now, if you didn't grab the fuse, this is where the fuse goes. But I want to show you that you might potentially think you are stuck. So I'm going to show you how to get out of here if you do get stuck down here. Okay, so assuming that you didn't find the fuse and you didn't put it in, and you come down here, you do need to do these parts for the puzzle as well. So this is all good information I'm about to show you. Right here is a box that you can shoot. Okay, and you can pull this lever to, whoops, picking up the flare. Pull this lever to raise the platform directly below you. Okay. And there's also a jump switch over here. This is going to open up the gate that we saw when I came down here, near that ladder. If I can actually grab the thing. There we go. Okay, you heard the gate open, it's right there, and you may be like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck, I can't get out of here, because you're supposed to be able to grab the gate that opened and then climb up that ladder to get out. There's no other way out. There's a door over in the corner that direction, but it's locked right now and you need a key, and this is what this puzzle's for, is it's going to give you the key. So what you got to do to get out of here is you got to have both of those levers pulled. Okay, you got to have that platform raised up in the air, and then what you got to do to make yourself out of here is jump up here and then turn around and run and jump and grab this ledge. This is going to give you the access you need to get to that ladder to get out of here. Alright, let's pull up and actually do what we need to do fully. Okay, we got a couple of the pieces of the puzzle done already by going down there. Let's drop the fuse in here. You're going to want to drop the fuse in there first before you go down there, of course. That was the whole point of me showing you that. It's going to raise quite a few of the other platforms. You can see there's another platform that's not working yet. And so we need to fix that as well. You don't technically need to fix it if something else occurs, and I'm hoping that it happens to me so that way I can show you guys everything that you need to know about how to get through this. I'm hoping that, so basically what's going to happen is as I'm moving this thing, it might actually break, and we won't have a gnome that we need to put in a position. So let me push this guy all the way over here. It's pretty cool because these platforms that we have, they're going to change their elevation depending on which one you're standing on. In fact, the one you are standing on is the one that's going to go down. Now, while you're standing on this thing, you're not going to want to hold the action button, because as soon as you press the action button, the platform stops. Make sure you let go of the action button, the platform will lower as it's intended to. Push this thing onto the next platform. Now, while we're here, we're going to want to use our laser sight and our revolver to shoot this chain from the top. You cannot shoot the chain from underneath, okay? If you're trying to shoot that chain from down below, you won't be able to do it. And you may come to the conclusion that you can't shoot it because you did that. And that's sort of what I did when I did a live stream of this. I kind of assumed that I wasn't able to. And it's kind of a cryptic, and yeah, you gotta be insane to get through Trle's, I swear. Okay, let's push this thing all the way over here. I'm hoping this thing breaks on me. And the reason why we shot the chain is because it released a pole that we can use to swing over to another switch. Now, I've got this thing about the spot that it can only be at, okay? I can't push it any further because that other platform's still broke. So let's go fix that other platform. My gnome hasn't broke yet. The whole idea of the puzzle here, let me show you. You got a bunch of gnomes right here. If you notice a pattern, this gnome's facing away from this guy. Or dwarf, whatever you want to call these things. But oh wait, there's one missing here, okay. So clearly that guy needs to go right here. Over here, I haven't picked up everything in here, by the way. There is some revolver ammo on this stand. This is an infinite spawn revolver ammo. If you ever run out of revolver ammo, you can always come back to this spot and get more. Okay, so now that I've mentioned that, let's go open, let's get that other platform into position. Jump up into here and then go all the way back here and push this button. And open up the other gate. Now I recommend you save here because this jump is really quirky. It's kind of hard to do. So let's go ahead and save the game and then try to do a running jump to grab this jump switch. Oh, I missed it. So, I mean, you can just go around if you want, but it's a lot quicker if you just reload the game. There's another spot that's like this too, and I'll show you. This is sort of one of the, you know, flaws that I'm not really happy with in this level, but we can work with it. It is sort of a difficult jump to do. Okay, so once you grab that, the platform raises, and then you can finally go up here and fix this gnome. This gnome hasn't broken for me, so I guess I'm going to end up showing you the full path. Now, if the gnome breaks, what you need to do is you need to find one of the garden gnome's secrets. I got one earlier, and I'll show you where another one is in case you didn't find that one. And in case you're in this area, it's a lot quicker to do that. Oh, no! Go down! Once we have the gnome into position... Come on, guy. There we go. Boing, ha ha ha. We find the key. Okay, this is the maze key. We're going to end up going that maze here in a second. But before we do that, I'm going to show you one more thing. There's a secret in here that I have yet to grab. We come over here, we notice a discoloration. This is a movable block. We want to pull this thing out twice. And behind here is a secret, of course. And it happens to be one of those gnome secrets. So if you need a gnome, this is a good place to go to get one. Okay, so if the gnome that you're trying to push into the garden breaks, you need to find one of these secret gnomes that I just picked up. And then, once you have one, you go over to the spot where this gnome is standing, or where what should be standing, and you try to get to the center of the tile, and then you just press the action button, and it should come up into the menu and select the gnome, and then you can place it. If you're having a hard time, just try to, move around and try to get yourself into position to use that. I hope you're able to figure that out. Okay, now that we have the maze key, let's go over here and use the maze key, and we're going to go into the hedge maze. Okay, so yes, a maze, and it's actually pretty large. So here is a map for you guys. Yes, I did another map for this. Okay, so the direction that we want to go, over there's the well. There's actually a bucket directly underneath that well, and we're going to get that. But we want to go over here. There's a small med pack over here. Okay, you also see a stand with some Kleenex on it, or some tissue. You can't do anything with this one. It's not an item. There's only a couple of items in here, and I'll show you where they're all at. So, alright, so to get through this maze, just follow the map. Actually, over... where is it? I'm trying to do this from memory. I don't have my map pulled up, actually. So you guys got lucky. Right here is a jump switch, and this is going to open up a blockage and show us another cutscene of Sarah walking through the maze. I hope she doesn't get lost. Okay, so that we have that blockage. It's not too important that you actually open that blockage, but, it'll make it a little bit easier to get back later, and I'll show you exactly what that's good for. Alright, let's go all the way through this maze. I'm going to go grab the secret first. I'm going to take a right here and go find a little treasure. You may have noticed this when you started this game. You probably came over to this fence and saw a little treasure sitting here. Because over there is the entrance to this level. You can see the cafeteria door open there in the distance. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go over. And we got to go into the water maze. An underwater maze. Yeah, that's right. Not too bad, though. They give you air pockets, so you're good to go with that. Open this thing. We got a little glitch flash there, but hope you guys don't have epilepsy. Okay, then we're going to swim through this, and I, of course, have another map for this maze as well. It's not nearly as intricate as the other one, but definitely you want to know where to go. Over here is the final lever. Okay, but the door's shut, and the idea is to pull the other 3 levers to open that door. There's also a small med pack and a bucket that we have to grab while we're here. The bucket's very imperative to grab, by the way. Alright, so let's go over here and get our first lever. We see the door. It's not going to open yet. And now let's go get the other 2 levers and the bucket. Over here, there's this small med pack that we want, and also a air pocket that I'm going to go ahead and use real quick to refill my air gauge. And then directly near this, there's another lever. Don't forget to pull this one. It's kind of easy to miss because of all the other stuff that's distracting you. Okay, once that's pulled, let's go get the last lever, and then grab that bucket. Down this corridor, there is another lever. Now, the cool thing about this maze is that there's really no dead ends. Each of the ways you turn actually take you to either a lever or to an item, so that's pretty nice of the maze maker. This time we want to go this direction. We're going to go find that bucket. And you may think to go ahead and grab the bucket first. If you're low on air, you want to actually swim up here and get some air first. We're directly underneath that well that I showed you before too, by the way. The reason why you want to get air before you grab the bucket is because once you grab the bucket, yeah, they shut the thing on you, so. Now we got everything we need in here. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Just got a long swim back to the entrance. Make our way out of here. Actually, I'm sorry. We do need to pull the last lever in order to do something that's very important. And that last lever is through the door that we opened. This direction. Okay, that door is now open. And here is that lever. Let's see what happens. So the bats have left the house. And in fact, it opened the thing that was blocking you from grabbing that item that's in the attic as well. And here are the bats in the main courtyard, actually. They just kind of float around above the symbol of a bat or something. Pretty nifty. So, not that you really needed to use any light or high-frequency sound to get rid of the bats. It's sort of just part of the puzzle. They eventually go away anyway. I better get some air. I don't need much, I just need enough to get out of here. Okay, let's pull ourselves out. Back into the maze. Now we gotta make our way back through this thing. Okay, I'll show you a shortcut to get back to the house through this maze. Remember that jump switch that I pulled? Well, that's pretty much gonna give us quick access to another section of this area. This would be the gate that we opened. Okay, that's the blockage that we removed. Whoops. And then we're going to come through this direction and find this area right here. This is the gate right here, and the lever to open the gate is right up here. This way you don't have to go back through the gnome thing in order to get out of here. It makes it a lot easier just to get out of the maze and go this direction. Now let's go straight to the house. You can see there's the bats. They won't mess with you. They're just floating around up there. Okay, make sure that you have revolver ammo. You're gonna need revolver ammo while you go this way, because you gotta shoot that box. Unless you did it before, you're gonna need to shoot this box. So remember that the gnome, the pedestal in the gnome garden is an infinite spawn revolver ammo. As long as you have no revolver ammo in your inventory, it will be there. It will save you. Okay, so here we are back in the house. Let's go through this shortcut we created and up into the attic, where we will find this box. I just wasted a flare, but that's fine. Shoot this thing and we will find some music notes. Now, some of this puzzle is actually not required if you know a certain code, and we're gonna get that code. I'll show you how to figure that puzzle out. But if you know the code, you technically don't need to do a lot of the stuff. Once you have the bucket, then you'll see a couple of things that you won't need to do. Alright, so now that we have that, I'm out of flares. I'm out of flares. All 38 are gone, so I'm sorry I can't light anymore. I've been kind of wasting them, throwing them around, so... That's fine. We'll get a couple more flares in a little bit. I'll try to decrease the brightness of the video for you guys. Alright, so once we've done that, we're going to go upstairs. And you may have entered the room that I mentioned before, and Laura would have mentioned something about needing a music sheet. In fact, we'll hear it this time too.
Oh, a theremin. If I only had some music sheet.
You mean like this one, the Claire de Lune? Okay, so there is actually another clue in here that I may have forgotten to pick up. I think I may have... yeah, there's one I'm missing, and it says that vampires have no reflection, which is pretty obvious. Here's Dracula, and yeah. One other thing that you should have noticed, that you need to notice, is that there's a key back there, and hopefully you would have noticed that when the flyby happened. If you didn't notice, it's pretty hard to see through the mirror, but it's right here because you can't see it without the mirror.
You here too? Imagine that.
Now, you don't necessarily need the key, you don't need the music sheet, because if you have a bucket, you can put this fire out and put the code in. If you have the code, you also need to know the code, then you can get through this part of the puzzle. But I'm going to assume that you don't know the code, and we're going to go decipher this whole thing here right now. Still out of flares, by the way. Okay, so now that we have this key, this happens to be the doctor's room key. It goes into this keyhole over here. So now we have everything that we need to do this part of the puzzle. Let's go ahead and throw the key into the keyhole.
And this is the chief medical director? Actually, he looks like Jean-Yves. I'm going crazy.
So, Lara's going crazy. She's about to get admitted in this place, actually. Inside of this cabinet, we'll find a dossier. And the dossier is not required, but it does have some pretty interesting information. So that keypad, you need to know that there are a total of... First of all, let's try to decipher this thing. The second digit is a square of the first. The last two are the cube of the second. Therefore, it is implied that there are 4 digits in this code. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that the last 2 digits are also known as the 6th power of the first number. So, whatever number you choose to be the first one, you raise that to the 6th power, and you'll get the last 2 digits. Now, there are no number. Now, let's assume that the number is 1, okay? If the number is 1, then 1 squared is 1, and then 1 cubed is also 1, and that doesn't fill out all 4 digits. We need all 4 digits. Now, if you choose 3 or higher, then the last 2 digits will actually be 3 digits, and it doesn't work. So the only possible number that can work here is 2. So the square of 2 is 4, and the cube of 4 is 64. So the password is 2464. All right, let's go ahead and use that fact here soon. Technically, we need to go over here and get the bucket filled with water, and that's what we're going to do in here. So let's go in here, and what we got to do is kind of funny. We need to move the toilet paper roll on top of the drain in this room. Now let's draw the weapon and shoot out. Whoop. We're supposed to be able to shoot that thing. And then let's turn on this faucet. She's going to cause a mess. And then we can use the bucket in this room.
No.
Yes, we can. I promise you. To fill it up with water. We can use that to put it out. Now, I don't understand why Lara needed to make this huge mess in the bathroom in order to fill a bucket with water. There's a perfectly good fountain outside that bats are floating around that you can use, Lara Croft. Alright, I'm not complaining. I actually like the intricacy of the puzzle, so don't get me wrong. I love TR logic. I love it. Okay, so this part you're going to want to save before you do it. I guarantee it. Why? Because it's easy to catch yourself on fire. You cannot stand down below here. Oh, I just did it, see? You can't stand down below, you know, on this tile that I'm on right now in order to put the fire out. You actually need to step up and get on there. So what I recommend is getting about, you know, a quarter of the way past the tile. Don't be halfway through this tile, going from left to right. And then just walk forward, and she'll just automatically stop. And then choose the bucket of water, and she should reach her arms out to put the fire out. If it doesn't work, you can go back down to the bathroom and get some more water. Make sure you shoot out the thing so you can get access to the keypad. Now remember, the code was 2464. You can get through, and now the doorway shuts you in, and you're not stuck in here, actually. There is a doorway right here that you can use to get out. You cannot open this door from the other side, unfortunately. They prevent you from doing that. Okay, now one thing that's going to happen is actually pretty interesting. There's a small med pack here. I really like this. I like this a lot. You could pick up the small med pack, and it's going to spawn a thing. Look at that thing. Not only that, that buddy of ours is going to come in here and take him out for us. So you're a nice guy. So that's why she says that he is her hero, because of this fact, I guess. She can't seem to shoot that thing, so here's a picture we can shoot out, and another button that we can press. And this is going to open our way into here. And this is a very interesting part of this story. Here is Sarah Chagall, and you can use the ash to cure her right now if you want. You can use the ash and holy water. But before you do that, let's go ahead and grab that last secret that we need. Jump in. Well, it's not the last secret, actually. There's a jump switch up here. And that's that button that we just pushed, actually. So let's go out here and go through that doorway we just created. And you'll see that you now have the little treasure. Sweet. Now let's go and try to save Sarah. This part's pretty funny. Oh, Sarah, here you go. I got some stuff for you. Uh-oh, we pissed somebody off. What is he doing with her? He just ran her over with the carriage. Okay, so now we are in the panic room. Oh my gosh, we can't get out. But they give us revolver ammo. Now this is very important that you do not waste the 6 shots. If you have no revolver ammo coming in here, they give you some. But this is not an infinite spawn revolver ammo thing. So if you waste all 6 of your shots while you're in this room, you are stuck. You need to restart your level or reload a game at a previous spot. We want to shoot out the ceiling here. That's pretty much what we got to do. And you notice a keyhole right here. That's gonna... I don't know why they put the keyhole inside of this area, but yeah. Maybe some crazy guy knows how to pick locks, you know? You never know. Okay, so let's jump up into this ventilation shaft. And we're going to get some more revolver ammo. Unfortunately, it's if you get stuck in that room, you're admitted for life. There's another trapdoor that I'm going over right now. And right here is the revolver ammo and the flares. Now at the far end, you'll notice a fan that's going to prevent you from... Well, actually, you can. Go straight forward, but it's very slow going. So you want to head over here to the right. We also got some flares. Let's go ahead and light one. And the reason why you like to light a flare through here is because it's going to show you the panels that you can shoot out. So this one we can clearly shoot out. And this is not the puzzle, this is actually a secret. It's the last secret of our level. We're almost done with this level. All we gotta do is escape from here and then we are good to go. We just leave. And then the next panel that you can shoot out is right there. You can see the discoloration due to the flare. Now remember that the fan is going to push you, so you kind of don't need to aim for it. You just go straight away, and then she'll crawl straight into the position to pull the switch. Pretty cool. Alright, now this part's actually pretty funny. We open up the trapdoor, and we're going to fall into another panic room. But this one has a crazy nuts guy in it, literally. He's going to try to take you out. He's got one heck of a punch, so be careful. I'm going to go ahead and use a med pack because I'm probably going to die. I used a big one, huh? Okay. Right here is a key. Be quick about it. Well, a lot quicker than I was. You got to try to stand directly on it in order to pick it up without getting hit by that guy. Because he's going to push you around and make it so you can't stand on it. Just kite him away and then go back in here to grab the key. And you should be able to pick this thing up. Now to get out of here, you got to jump and grab this vent from this side. Pull yourself up because we gotta go back into the room that we were in. If you grab the other side, you can't get back to this side. So, and that guy does not make it easy on you. You can't kill him either. You can't target him. He's pretty much invincible. So, I think that was the same guy I was telling that smoker guy to get the dwarf back in position. He's no longer in that room, by the way. That's why I think that. Alright, let's put the key into the keyhole. We can finally escape this place. Alright, let's get out of here. So good luck to you on this level. It's easy to get stuck. It's very easy to not know what to do. Oh, before we leave, let's go ahead and take a look. She's finished off her Fool of the Week. Let's see who it is. Oh, it's the fork statue guy. Why is he a fool? He seems to be like the most sane person here. Okay, let's go. In order to end the level, all you do is run to the entrance that you started from, or this gate that's open. Not actually, I think we started over there, but it doesn't really matter. Come toward this gate and go through it to end the level. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Bass Games. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Some of these doors you can kick in because you're just a badass. You just go through and kick doors down in sanitariums and stuff.
Herbert, I want you to have a word with our new guest. You seem to be a bit anemic, my son. But leave me out of your eco trip. A vegetarian vampire is ridiculous.
But father, why don't you give me access to the wine cellar? A good bottle of wine would be enough for me.
It's out of the question. I want you to turn this Lara Croft into a vampire right now.
Herbert, you should listen to your father.
Come on, get going. She'll be in the castle soon.
Wait for her in the bedroom.
What's up, everybody? Badass Games, welcome back to the Dracula's Return. We are in the finale. We're going to finish up this entire level in this video. So the first thing you want to do when you come into this area is head up and over to the spiral staircase that we saw before. We are back in Dracula's castle, actually. And so we basically went to Whitby and we tried to save Sarah. No go there. We got some other things we need to do. So we need to climb this spiral staircase in order to get back to our room. If you remember in the cutscene you just watched, Herbert is waiting in Lara Croft's room, and we're gonna go say hello to him. Lara Croft's room is right up the steps and then pretty much through all these doors I just went through.
Good evening, Miss Croft. Kindly excuse that I've been waiting for you in your chamber, but I must urgently talk to you.
What's it about?
You've already made my father's acquaintance, haven't you?
Yes, indeed.
He wants me to, let's say, suck the life out of you.
How nice.
Well, that's what vampires usually do.
Usually.
You see, I'm different. I want to have an ecologically worthwhile diet. Red wine would be a useful alternative, I think.
And I shall get you some.
Exactly.
And what do I get in return?
I could provide you access to the crypt.
That sounds good. See you later.
Alright, so Herbert takes off and he leaves a key behind. He also tried to knock the statue over because he's kind of clumsy when it comes to flying as a bat, as you will see later. Now, if you look in the mirror, you'll notice that that statue, that knight's armor that he ran into, is missing a piece in the mirror. And that's no coincidence. If we go up to this thing and we use the action button on it, she'll kick it, but nothing's going to happen unless you walk toward it. For some reason, I think that might be a slight little bug. But nonetheless, make sure you move toward it and you'll grab this metal scrap is what it's called. Also, Herbert left a key on the ground. This is going to be the wine cellar key. That's how we're going to get into the wine cellar. Now that you have this stuff, it's important that we have this stuff. The metal plate that we just got, the metal part, is used to combine with the handle to create the spade shovel. Okay, we're going to use that quite a bit later. You could use it now if you'd like, but it's kind of out of the way, so I'm not going to use it just yet. Now let's go over here to the ballroom, okay, so we can actually go in the ballroom now that we have the ballroom key from Herbert. And also on the other side of this hallway, where we have the keyhole, you'll find a receptacle for the Holy Cross. This thing, what it's going to do is place symbols of a cross down on the ground. Now, you don't necessarily need that cross, okay? This is actually a secret we got in the first video, or maybe it was the second video. I forget, one of the two. But this is where you get that. This is where it goes. It's not like it doesn't remove from the secret count. It's just sort of like a thing that you can do, and I'll show you what that's good for. Now, when you come into this room, you'll find a rope here that you can pull. You do not have to pull this rope if you know what to do, but this is going to give you a lot of solutions to the puzzle that's in this room. First of all, if we look in the mirror right here, right above the chandelier, you see a crawl space, or it's not necessarily a crawl space, but it's not there when you look at it from here. Okay, so that's kind of an interesting thing. Let's go ahead and, well, let's not do that just yet. Let's take another look at some stuff that we can see in the mirror from here as well. First of all, this is a really, really well-hidden lever. Like, it's almost mean how well it's been hidden. If you look at the pillar that Lara's standing in front of right now, and you look in the mirror, and above the chandelier, you may notice a switch on the wall, but you cannot see that switch from outside of the mirror. You have to look through the mirror to see it, which is nuts. That's a really well hidden switch, and I can't believe that they that's sort of like mean to do, you know what I'm saying? But that's alright. This game is actually this Trle is actually full of those mean little things. But anyway, in order to get that switch, you want to climb up onto this chandelier, run and jump, and aim pretty much for the center of this section of tiles. And you'll be able to pull that thing. What it does is it opens up that door up there, and we can get another Holy Cross. So if you didn't get the Holy Cross before, you can actually use this Holy Cross somewhere else, and it's actually more effective. So yeah, just so you know, there's 2 Holy Crosses. We'll get that here in a second, but what we want to do is go up into this crawl space that I showed you earlier, because we're going to find a, I believe it's the wine cellar key. I believe the other key, I think I called it a wine cellar key, it was actually a ballroom key, but anyway, this is no doubt the wine cellar key. No lie. No lie there, guys. There we go. Okay, cool. Now let's go ahead and get up here and into the secret. The switch that I showed you just a little bit ago, the really well hidden switch, opened this door right here. We actually don't need to climb on the chandelier to get up here. You can climb from the ground and grab this Holy Cross. It counts as a secret, okay, and like I said, you don't have to use it. Even if you do use it, it doesn't count against your secret count. But this Holy Cross goes right here. You cannot use this Holy Cross over there at the entrance, okay? Each cross goes to a different hole, and this one's going to go here. This one's more effective because it opens this door and makes for an easy escape, and it also puts another crucifix down on the ground right here. And you'll see what this is good for later. Alright, last thing that we need to do, or that we want to do, is look in the mirror. Look at the back end past the doorway where the torch is. Just to the right of the torch, you'll notice a keyhole and a door up above it. But if we turn around, we won't see it here, okay? Now, like I said, you do not need to look in the mirror to actually solve this puzzle. It's there just to show you the solutions. Okay, you can jump up and grab the ledge here and pull yourself up through this wall. Let's go through this and into the wine cellar area. We're not technically in the wine cellar yet, but let's go ahead and take a look around right here. We see a fire directly underneath another switch, okay? And that grate right there is gonna raise and give you access to that switch, but it's timed, so you gotta be quick. Here's how you should do this. Pull the switch, jump and turn. Do a run and jump and turn, and then sprint to the very top up here. Try to land directly in the center, and then hold the action button. Okay, the flame goes out after you pull the lever, and when the hatch goes away from underneath you, it doesn't kill you. So make sure you pull that thing. I would save directly before you do that run, otherwise you're probably gonna die if you're not good at timed runs. Okay, let's go in here. We're actually in the wine cellar, the storage area, and what we want to do is we can crawl underneath these shelves. The reason why we want to do that is we'll find this bag right here. I actually have a hard time getting a hold of this bag, so if you're having an issue pulling this thing and dragging it out, then just keep fishing around to try to get into the right position. It does move, and it's really difficult to do that, I know, but good luck to you. If we crawl underneath here, we pick up this bottle of wine. This is what Herbert sent us in here for. So now that we have this, let's go deliver this to Herbert, because he just wants to be an ecologically friendly guy. It seems legit. So let's go out here and deliver this. We also get some music and let us know that we're doing something right. By picking up the bottle of wine, we spawn an entire company of people in the ballroom. And now we can go in here. Herbert's the only one standing here by himself. Everybody else has a partner. Okay, so let's hand the wine to Herbert.
Oh, thank you so much.
Whoa, slow down there, dude.
Would you like to dance?
Okay, and if you stand there long enough, you'll see the key appear in his hand. We need to take this key and begin the next sequence.
Cool. Go and get her.
Alright, well, now we're getting chased by bats, and you'll see what the cross on the ground is good for. The bats can't cross that line. So if you have the other emblem, if you have the other Holy Cross, and you put it in this receptacle, then you can pass through here and none of them can attack you. Unfortunately, Kokul is not a vampire. You're going to want to pull this switch. There's really no way around this sequence. Just walk in here and get knocked out again. That's the second time, Lara Croft. Jeez, I thought you were better than this. Okay, we get thrown into another cellar, and this is actually one of the best puzzles I've ever seen in a Tomb Raider game. Kind of cryptic and kind of buggy, but that's fine because the puzzle itself really makes up for a lot of it. Come over here, you can knock out this part of the wall and crawl underneath here. You need to do this because we're going to get a couple things. First of all, you get some flares, but secondly, and most importantly, you get this tube of grease. We're going to need that. If we don't have that, we can't complete this puzzle. Okay, now the idea here is we need to get this cannon all the way up to the top, and there's a bunch of levers and stuff that's going to help us out with this. So what we got to do is we need to push this cannon onto one of the tiles that will raise. Now you should be able to figure out that the tiles raise by experimenting and pulling some of the levers. There are a total of 3 levers that alternate some of these platforms that we're going to need to raise this cannon to the top. Alright, so my flare died. It's very dark in here, so I'll try to light as many flares as possible, even though I could potentially run into a flare death. You can open this hatch right now if you want, but the lever you're not going to want to pull just yet. I'll try to show you the best way through this. So hop up here, you find another lever. You also find a cannon that's being guarded by blades and a axe swinging, guarding some sort of, I don't know, it looks like a bowl of some kind, right? Okay, well we're going to see what all that's for here in a little bit. So let's climb up. You can jump right here at this part of the gate to jump and grab this ladder. Once she gets her footing, you can do a backflip. And now what we want to do is jump up and into this lever. This is the lever that we want to begin pulling with, okay? This is going to invert 2 of the platforms down below. The one that's on the far end and also the grate that we jumped on to hop up here, okay? So we got those inverted. Now what we need to do is do a couple more things while we're up here. There's a small med pack up here on this ledge, so if you need health, which you might need it, there's a lot of easy ways to take a lot of damage in this part, so we're going to find this 4th switch up here that we're going to pull. This doesn't invert any of the platforms. What it does is it opens this door right here, and we need to jump in here to get the item that's in here. And it's the Sarah Crypt Key is what it's called. It also lights the brazier down below. Okay, so we're going to go down there and we're going to use that eventually. Just not yet because we don't have the other required item. We need to get that cannon up here first. Let me throw this flare because I'm probably going to have a flare death. You see the jump switch right there. That's what we're going to get now. So this is how I get this switch and make sure that I get it each time. I'm going to make sure that I'm in the center of this ladder. Okay, then I'm going to go down to where Lara's feet are even with the windowsill, and then I'm going to go back up one. Jump, turn around, hold the action button. She'll grab that switch, and that is going to turn off the blades down below. Now there's also a large med pack right here that you can get. Be extremely careful if you're doing it this way because none of the platforms that you need to stand on, it's very easy to die. It's very easy to fall and die. It's just like the, what is it? I forget that tall, large area in Tomb Raider 1. St. Francis Folly is what I'm trying to think of. Okay, so the cannon, you can grab that now. I'm going to bypass that just for a second and go over here. I'm going to pull this switch. Okay, this is going to raise the cannon up to the proper position and invert this grate. So that way we can drag the cannon over to the next section. The switch up above, the third switch that I visited, it inverts the tile that I'm standing on right now. It will raise this up, and it also drops that tile that the cannon is on right now. So, you know, knowing that, you can also figure out what the other switches do. The switch that I'm near right now drops the grate right here and also lowers this platform that I'm standing on just before the axe. And we're actually going to want to do that right now. But it's not going to raise the cannon, okay? So there's one other switch in here, and that was the one that's underneath this trap door right here. So we lift this thing up. Right here is our switch. Let's go ahead and pull this thing. Alright, that is going to invert all three of the platforms. All three of them got manipulated just now. So let's climb back up here. And now we want to use this gate. Actually, let's grab this cannonball before we go up any further, because we're going to need this. Stand from right about here to jump and grab this ladder and pull yourself up to the same level that the cannon is on now. Alright, so now that we have access to the cannon, let's move it over to the next position. You can tell which position the cannon needs to be in because the tiles don't light up when you light a flare. Once you have this cannon into position on this level, the door is going to open up on the same level. Alright, let's go back here and flip this switch. That's going to raise the cannon on that platform that it was on. Now from here, it actually gets a little bit more difficult to climb to the top, but there's a platform over there that we're going to jump to. Be careful because you can get hit by the axe while you are standing on this platform. Looks like that's what happened too. So be extremely careful. And now let's jump up here. You turn around, jump up here. You can actually do a backflip to do that. And now let's drop the cannonball inside of the cannon. Alright, and it looks like I encountered the bug. I'm surprised. Usually I don't encounter this bug, but sometimes I do. It looks like that platform is invisible. It's actually this platform that right there. It was raised before, and now it's lowered. Well, it's bugged so that way it looks lowered, but it's actually raised. Okay, now we got to stand on this side of the cannon and use the tube of grease. Now you're not going to be able to use the tube of grease on this side of the cannon unless you have the cannonball already inside of the cannon. Okay, since we've done that, this door up here opens. Remember, if you encounter that bug, you're going to have to jump up here like this. And we're able to grab a torch. This is what we're going to light the cannon with once we get some fire. And the fire's down below, so this should be fun. Now let's try to get down there safely. I'm sorry I can't light a flare right now while I have this thing in my hand. I'll drop it for now, but I'm only doing that so I can pull this lever. The reason why I'm doing that, you'll see soon. It lowered that one platform that we used to raise the cannon just a little bit ago. That one right there. That was the important one that I wanted to drop down. Now, what I'm doing in order to get down safely here is I'm walking to the edge, and I'm tapping the roll button, so that way Lara lands pretty much right on this thing. Now, be extremely careful trying to get down here. I'm going to turn around and just tap the forward button to land on this platform right here. time yourself past the axe and light your torch. Then walk past the axe again. Now toss the torch over to the other platform over there. And now what we want to do is we need to pull this switch so that way we can use this platform right here to jump and grab. Let me go ahead and light a flare. We're going to need a flare, I guess. We can use one for now. We will grab that torch soon, but we need to bring that torch up to our level. So that's what I'm going to do right now. The thing is I can't jump backwards from here because there's a platform in the way. Alright, so you could climb to the top if you want. There's another way you can do it. This way is a little bit more trickier, so I wish the best of luck to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run and jump and try to make it into that hole right there. In fact, I'm going to save my game because it's very, very easy to kill yourself here. Very, very easy to mess this up, so try to do a half tile run and jump. Yeah, it didn't work. I'm just go ahead and reload. Let's try this again. Yeah, I didn't make it. You might be able to go around this thing too, but like I said, this jump is really, really difficult to land. You can also, like I said, jump to the top, but I want to pull this lever right here anyway. If you're having a hard time with that jump, then just climb the ladder up to the top where the cannon's at, and then backflip off of it, and you will easily be able to make it into this thing. Alright, now that we have that lever pulled, oh no, let's fall off and kill ourselves. I'm glad I just saved the game. Alright, let's try this one more time. Now, looks like I'm able to do this pretty regularly. Alright, I don't want to mess up this time. I'm trying to aim for this platform right here, because this is what I put the torch on, and by pulling that switch, I move the torch to the top up here. This is what makes this puzzle so awesome, in my opinion. Like, they don't just use the levers to raise the cannon, they use the levers also to raise the torch. Okay, now we gotta still get the torch up to the cannon, and we're gonna use these platforms to do that. These platforms are perfectly spaced so that way you can jump easily in between them, just like this. And now here we are. Let's light the cannon. Caused some explosions. And the ceiling broke away. That actually causes quite an issue. I'll try to explain here in a little bit. You might get into a very stuck position.
Coco, do this. Coco, do that. Coco, wipe up the blood stains. Coco, make a casket. La, la, la.
Okay, Kokol shows up and he brought something into the thing. There's a switch out here. This is why we came out here. It's going to open this other door outside. It's not timed or anything, but that is... It will be timed here soon. You'll see what I'm saying. And it's kind of annoying. Now be very, very careful when you're coming down here because there's potential for you to get stuck. Alright, I'm going to save my game actually because I'm afraid of it myself. If I fall down here and try... I actually got stuck back there where that coffin is and where those flails are hanging on the wall. I wasn't able to get out of there, so good luck to you. There's something wrong with these tiles when this ceiling has been broken away. So what you want to do to get out of here is you want to jump over to this part and then find your way down to the bottom. Be careful because those platforms that we moved earlier may not be in the right position for you. Alright, so now I want to get down and I want to get onto that same platform with the switch. I'm going to stand here and tap the roll button. Gives me enough speed to land here and come down to the bottom to find Kokol, who's given you a large med pack, which is cool and all, except that you can't pick it up unless you're crouching. I think Kokol wants a favor from you.
With best wishes from Herbert to help with your headache.
So it was a gift from Herbert. He also left a diary entry. Dracula can only be killed with the vampire dagger, the kukri. Probably it is in the cistern. So we need to go in there and grab that kukri so we can take care of Dracula. And now it's time for a timed run. This run is actually really difficult to achieve, and I wish the best of luck to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the lever, hop backwards, turn toward the platforms, and run and jump. Okay, looks like I'm not going to make it. Pretty much if you mess up once, you need to start over. I saved my game here in case... Well, you can't die, which is good, but it's very, very difficult to get through this timed run. So do a running jump. Looks like that didn't work out either. Let me just reload. It'd be a lot quicker for me... did I save? Looks like I didn't save. I thought I saved down there, but I guess I'll just see you guys back at that spot. So I'm not sure if Cokel's working for Dracula or for Herbert, but he seems to be bipolar when it comes to Lara Croft. Alright, time to run once again. I'm going to save it right here, actually. Run and jump. Oh, let's just reload it. Pull the switch, turn, run, and try again. The switch is pulled right after I load the game. It's just really difficult to do this run and jump. There we go. Run and jump, and then do a side jump over to this lever to pull it. And then what you need to do is turn yourself for this doorway and hop up inside of it before those platforms give away. Now let's pull this switch. We'll open up a gate that's going to lead us down into the crypt, where we'll find the Kukri, so that way we can deal with Dracula once and for all. Okay, so let's go down here. There's one thing that you're going to want to do, and you may miss this, otherwise you will take a lot of damage. Just make sure you have a bunch of health packs, or you do this. Jump up and grab. You can open this hatch. Now let's jump up here and grab a weapon, finally. This game really doesn't have a whole lot of killing, which is fine with me, but we finally get a weapon once again. We do not have the book that makes it so that way we can aim with this thing, but you can still use the look button to sort of aim this thing. Aim it for that box and open it and grab these explosive arrows. We need this to kill some enemies. We don't have enough firepower with just the bow itself. We need the explosive rounds. So let's go ahead and equip them and come up here. We're going to spawn this little nymph thing. Take 7 shots from the explosive bow to kill this thing. 6, 7. Alright, you see it explode. And now we're ready to begin our traverse in this area. This is probably one of the most difficult areas to get through if you're trying to get the secret. Okay, I did a running jump onto this pillar, and the level that I'm at is too high. I need to go down just 1 tile, turn, jump, and grab this edge right here. Pull yourself up. This is a slope, so be prepared to jump after a split second jump and land on this platform right here. If you fall in the water, that's fine. I'll show you how to get back. Let me go ahead and save my game here. I'll show you how to get back, because I gotta pretty much fall in the water anyway. I just want to kind of quickly get through this rope part. Alright, grab the rope, finally. Let's go all the way down to the bottom of this rope. We want to angle ourselves for this platform over here. Now, this much isn't all that difficult, but there's a secret over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll actually look at it with my binoculars to show you where it's at. Right there, okay? That is a very, very difficult secret to get to. What I'm going to do in order to get this thing is I'm going to position myself up against the wall, up against this corner of this tile. I want to be along this corner. And I'm going to angle myself along where the tile bends. So basically she's going to run straight along that where this tile that I'm standing on bends. I'm going to save my game because this jump just really sucks. Do a half tile run and jump over to here. Oh, and then try to jump and veer over to this platform. So save your game whenever you get her in position here, because this jump is ridiculous. I swear to you. If you don't get this on your first try and it takes you several tries, just know that this was a very, very well-designed jump, and it's pretty much a pixel-perfect jump. You have to jump at the right moment, veer, and finally grab this ledge. There we go. We can grab the secret. Okay, so if you fall in the water, well, first of all, if you want, you can just grab this pillar and you can shimmy over and do the same thing over again. But if you fall in the water, that's fine. Go to the entrance, which is right here. So you can pull yourself up, and then we'll do the whole jumping sequence over again from the beginning. Might as well. We pretty much do have to do that anyway, since you have to run and jump this pillar from the secret platform to begin with. So same thing as last time. There's actually also a bug on this thing which causes Lara to instantly teleport to one end of the stairs to the other. If that happens, you might as well just fall off and try again. Alright, go down once, jump off backwards, turn, grab this ledge, slide for second here as well, veer to the left, land on here. Same thing as you did before, basically. We need to get back onto that one platform that I was at just a little bit ago. Slide down to the bottom of this rope. We need to get over to that platform where I jumped from just a second ago. Oh, come on, Lara Croft. I was afraid I'm going to miss that, so I decided to stop. I'm veering to the wrong side here. There we go. I'm on the platform now. I'll go ahead and save my game because this jump also sucks. It's not nearly as bad, though. I'll show you what you need to do in order to make this jump. Same thing as last time. Let's get into this corner, except this time don't do a half tile run and jump, okay? You want to do actually a full run and jump. Veer to the left and then jump and grab, and hopefully you land and grab that switch. That's pretty much the goal here. I didn't save in the right spot. That's fine. That's fine. We'll get this. There we go. You can veer also to pull that lever. That's going to open up a door that's in these waters. I'll show you where that door is at. If you need to know where your bearings are, right there is the entrance that we use to come into this room, and the door is right here. By the way, you may have noticed the dagger in this cage up there, and you may have noticed that it looks similar to a dagger in a particular Tomb Raider game, the Dagger of Xi'an, which is awesome. They reference the original Tomb Raider games, man. I love it. Okay, we're going to swim through this corridor, and we're going to come out into a pipe puzzle. Alright, if we look up, you see that there's these pipes. Some of them aren't really going into anything, just kind of open. And the idea here is to organize these pipes so that they are all connected properly and there's no openings to anything. Well, they give us 4 switches to do that, and one of the switches you need to pull is this one right here. The other switch, if you turn to the left of that switch, is right here. Pull this one. We'll move some of those things, and there's also 2 switches right here. Now, the only one you want to push is this one over here. Basically, the only switch you do not want to pull is the same switch that the tile with the torch is on. So this switch right there, do not pull. You want to pull this one. All 3 of the other switches you want to pull. That is going to line up the pipes properly and open this door for you. Now we turn this valve, and this is going to flood this entire area that we're in right now. Sort of just instantly happens, which is okay. Now let's swim down and out of here. Before we leave this section, on our way back, we're gonna claim a secret, okay? With the same area where we got the bow and arrow and the explosive arrows, there's now a secret exposed since this entire area is flooded with water. I suppose the water has caused these drums to lift upward and you're able to grab the secret. But that's not all. There's another secret that we need to get. And this gate is now open as well. Okay, this was not open before. We can finally get out here and jump and pull this jump switch. And what this jump switch is going to do is it's going to raise a tile, or maybe even lower it, right here to expose another little secret. As we leave this area, we get a cutscene that shows the vampire dagger getting shot out of the well to let you know that you can go grab this thing now. It also spawns this nymph, or imp, or whatever it is. Vampires, possibly. I have no clue. Let's use the explosive ammo once again. Remember, 7 shots. Don't miss, because you need almost every single explosive round you can get in order to kill all the enemies. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They also have that shot that they can do, but it's very non-lethal. Let's get rid of it in 7 shots, pick up this dagger. Okay, and it showed you a cutscene for a door that did not open. That's because we're missing an item. And you could have came and got this item to begin with. Like I said a long time ago, you could have came down here and did this. We have the spade shovel now, so let's go do this. But this one is very special, and I kind of wanted to save it for last because it's sort of hard to figure out what you need to do. It's very cryptic. It's kind of hard. They didn't really give a good indication as to what you need to do, except that there are flares right here. Now, what you want to do before you pick up these flares, let me go ahead and explain. This is where you need to be facing the coffin, okay? Pick up the flares, and you're automatically lined up in the perfect position to use the spade shovel. Doing some more grave robbing, huh, Lara Croft? I guess that's the whole premise behind tomb raiding, huh? Alright, so she gets done with her digging job. Let's open up this casket, and we'll find a stake. That is the last item that we need that will open that door. So now, where is that door? That's actually upstairs. So we gotta go back out and in through that spiral staircase that we saw before. we went up this spiral staircase when we first entered the level, so it's this one over here. This one right here. We got to go all the way up to the top. This is a very difficult spiral staircase to navigate. There's some bugs too that kind of force you down to the level below it. It's kind of annoying, but just keep working with it. You'll eventually get up here. And instead of going to the right like we did when we first got here, we want to go to the left. This is the ballroom over here to the left. And where I got knocked out by Kokol, right here is the door that opened. This door over there we actually went into a while ago in a different video, so this is actually a new level, but it's so short that I go ahead and include it at the end of this video for the finale. We go ahead and save my game, and we gotta get through these axes and use the Sarah's Crypt key. Now, if you could imagine that it's gonna open up this door right here, time yourself through that axe, get your bow out. Do not spam this explosive bow. There are 4 skeletons in here, and you can take them all out with one shot. I missed one, but that's fine. He's stuck. You don't need to kill them all. We just need to make sure we can get on this side of the crypt in order to find the rose and use the stake to put Sarah Chagall out of her misery. Alright, she's dealt with. Not a very tough boss fight. In fact, I don't think there's a single boss fight in this Trle, but that's fine. Like, the puzzle is what I'm here for. The puzzle is what's amazing. Alright, I'm gonna save my game here too, and I recommend you do the same because this series of things you gotta deal with is difficult. Extremely difficult. Very much instant death all over the place. Alright, so we got the fire, we got the axe, we got these blades. Let's try not to catch on fire. Stand right here. I don't want to move because I'm pretty sure I won't catch on fire, and I want to get through these blades that are in front of me. Wait for the fire to go out so I can move. Oh, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. I'm not dead. Okay, good. Whew. I actually want to save my game again because this part right here is also very tough. Up here to the, you see the crawl space just above these blades that are coming up and down, okay? So that's the tricky part, is to get up there because these blades can kill you while you're dangling from the thing. I wait for them to come up. I died. See, this part's really difficult, like I said. It is possible to do in one try, don't get me wrong. It's just, I'm out of practice right now. Maybe if I focus a little bit. Yeah, I'm not having a good day with this, am I? Wait until we try to get out of this thing. That's even more trickier. Yeah, I'm just doing terrible here. This is a very mean secret to put in this game, too, by the way. It's not nice. Dead. I need to run sooner. Like, as soon as they come up. If they're up, they won't kill you. As long as you are... As long as they're already up and you start moving through them, you should be fine. There we go. You're fine as long as you're pulling yourself up, and then we'll come back in the very end of this little crawl space to find our last little treasure. Yes, it's the last secret of the game. If we go to our statistics, you should have 21 of 21 secrets found. Now, to get out of this is even more trickier than getting into it, okay? A couple things that you need to pay attention to is the sounds. First of all, let me save it. And you need to learn the sequence that you hear the blades coming up from. I'm going to let you know exactly when. This might seem weird to you, but I'm going to let the sound that I'm going to make you hear, that I'm going to cue to you, will let you know which blade it is, okay? That one. You see what I'm saying? That one. That one. That's the one that we need to listen to, because that's the blade directly below us. And that light that we see shining on the wall, that's the flame behind us as well. So getting out of this secret is no easy task. I wish the best of luck to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the back button, and I'm going to press the action button as soon as I hear my blades go up. And I'm going to pay attention to the flame that I see on the wall. When I hear the blades go up twice while that flame is on, then I know that it's safe to come out, and we'll see how this goes. Hope that explanation did a lot for you guys. I don't mean to bore you guys. Okay, so let's wait for the fire to come on. Waiting for the... There's a fire. Well, there's one. There's two, so let's go. do a backflip, and we'll land safely here. And we can get up against the wall to safely make it through here in case the flame comes back on. Alright, I can't believe I made it through that. That's so tough. One of the toughest secrets to get out of I've ever experienced. Now let's use the Dracula'S key right here to open this door. Now let's go in here. We gotta fight a nymph or vampire or whatever. 7 shots, remember. I'm missing or something. I don't know, but I think I'm out of explosive ammo. So as you can see, you use pretty much all of your explosive ammo in order to kill everything. You probably don't even have to kill that thing, but it makes it a lot easier to access Dracula'S crypt here. We get the Jeep keys, so that way we can leave the game. And now the final action for this game, ladies and gentlemen, you use the vampire dagger on Dracula. I'm Badass Games. Thank you very much for watching my Dracula's Return walkthrough, and I'll see you guys in whatever video you decide to watch next. Take it easy.
Master is gone. Cuckoo must go too.
Fleeing from Transylvania, Lara never guessed she was carrying away with her the very evil she had exempted. Thanks to her, this evil would at last be able to spread across the world.